Hokage hundreds of millions of rewards. Chapter 261-280. Chapter 261 _ The Secret of the South. Uzumaki Karen. 2 days later. Shiyu and his party of 4 arrived at the South Secret. Although the 4 secret places are all in the Land of Grass, they are far apart. The purpose is to prevent others from following the vines easily. The second person they came to this South Secret is named Uzumaki Karen. Speaking of the latter, Shiyu also met her once. It was in the second Chunin exam 2 years ago, when Shiyu accidentally rescued her then weak from the hands of the big brown bear. However, before the 4 of Tokyo 4 entered the South Secret, a riot broke out inside. Because all the detainees in the Secret of the West were released by Tokyo and others, the news of Orochimaru's death spread instantly. Ah! Whoa! I saw a few men curled up on the ground and wailed in pain. They were 040, who wanted to escape from prison. Yuhi in front of them. At this time, the latter looked down at the few people at his feet, and his contemptuous eyes seemed to be looking at waste. Immediately afterwards, a coquettish shout came out of his mouth. Don't think Orochimaru is dead, you can do whatever you want. As soon as Yuhi's female voice fell, she sensed that someone was approaching. Is this chakra feeling? After Yuhi made a woman and was shocked, Shiyu and his group of 4 were about to enter the entrance of the Southern Secret. During these 2 days of getting along, Shueiyu's interest in Shiyu has grown to a high level. Shiyu, can I ask you a question? What? Why are you helping Sasuke find a companion? You'll find out later. Shiyu gave a faint reply. Then why did you choose me? Shueiyu continued to ask. That's when Sasuke took this step into consideration when he approached Orochimaru, so a ninja with outstanding abilities was selected in the pre-selection. And you are one of them. If that's the case, I don't think you should choose Karen. Shueiyu responded and continued, because she is not as easy to talk as I am, you must know that she is Orochimaru's subordinate. Besides, she has moved her hands and feet on me more than once, so I don't like that woman very much. Hearing Shueiyu's words, Sasuke said. There are indeed many ninjas who are easy to control and powerful in the 4 secrets of the Land of Grass, but she has other special abilities that cannot be used. And, she shouldn't refuse my invitation. Shueiyu, who heard the words, was stunned for a moment, and then said, you are so sure. If it's just me to invite, it's estimated to be only 50%. But now, if Shiyu goes with me, this possibility will be greatly improved. Why? Shueiyu was puzzled. Because there is nothing to be desired in this world. Sasuke, who was talking, glanced at Tokyo, his eyes filled with determination. In his eyes, Shiyu has been sanctified. Not to mention omnipotent, but at least everything is better than others. Sasuke obviously doesn't know about Karen being the girl who was rescued by Shiyu in Death Forest. Because he was just a quick glance, and Karen didn't reveal his identity. Sasuke didn't know that Karen was the girl who was rescued by Tokyo, but Karen knew that Sasuke was Tokyo's teammate. After being rescued by Shiyu, she just went to find out about Tokyo's identity, which is one of the reasons why Karen has contact with Sasuke. Also because Karen asked Sasuke about Shiyu's news, so, Sasuke just now. That's how to answer Shueiyu. During the conversation, Shiyu and the 4 of them have arrived at the dungeon corridor of the Southern Secret. Seeing Sasuke appear, everyone in the prison was surprised. That's Uchiha Sasuke. How did he come here? He came, but Orochimaru didn't come, is that rumor true? It can't be wrong, he should have hit Orochimaru and come to us. Since it was Sasuke and Suzuki who released those who were imprisoned in the Secret of the West, they thought it was Sasuke who defeated Orochimaru. However, some people believe in this Southern Secret Place, thousands of miles away from West Secret Place, and naturally some people don't believe it. A bunch of idiots, Orochimaru can't be defeated. That's right, If Orochimaru can be beaten, I will stand upside down and eat my sulfuric acid bubble. My cement seal. Hearing these words, Shiyu and the others turned a deaf ear. These remarks don't matter to them, their eyes are only one. That's it, Uzumaki Karen. And just after they continued walking for a while, a woman suddenly appeared in front of their eyes. A yuhi-haired woman with black-rimmed glasses. There is no doubt that she is Uzumaki Karen. Karen's expression was startled when she saw the four of them. Especially when his eyes swept across Shiyu's body, the latter's feeling made her vaguely familiar. But because the interval was too long, and she couldn't use her abilities well 2 years ago. Therefore, there is no way to tell that Shiyu is the boy who saved him back then. Glancing at the four of them, Karen's eyes finally settled on Sasuke, and then the soft voice sounded. Sasuke. If you came alone, it means that the rumor is true. When Karen said this, Shiyu didn't care, but the two guys, Suzuki and Naruto, couldn't help it. A big living person stood here, but was ignored. What? I'm not human. Yes. At this moment, the two who had been bickering in the past 2 days actually reached a united front. That's why Karen changed his name. What are you doing here? Sasuke said he was looking for you, so here we are. Shueyu responded, and then said, okay, don't stand here stupidly. Find a place to sit. I haven't walked for a long time. I'm almost exhausted after 2 days of driving. Karen pursed her lips, and immediately brought the four of them to the reception room. Immediately after. Sasuke didn't talk nonsense either, just straight to the point. Karen. Come with me, I need you. Karen was stunned for a moment, then said, why should I go with you? I have to stay here. Orochimaru is gone, there's no point in you staying here. You can go with you. Karen responded with a sound, and then said, but, you have to tell me about him. Who is he? Both Naruto and Suzuki were extremely puzzled in the conversation, but Sasuke knew it well. As for Shiyu, there was some speculation in his heart. Because my task has not been completed before, I can't tell you about him. But now it can. Hearing Sasuke's words, Karen's pretty face was instantly filled with excitement. Really? Of course. Sasuke affirmed, and then said with deep meaning. Because you've already seen him. Chapter 262 Karen's mind. Promise yourself. Because you've already seen him. As soon as Sasuke said this, Karen's expression suddenly froze. Immediately after. She suddenly realized something. Her eyes swept over Naruto and Shiyu. Next second. Her eyes were fixed on Shiyu, and she already had the answer in her heart. Originally, Shiyu gave him a sense of familiarity, but she wasn't sure before. Sasuke clearly became missing Nin, how could Shiyu be with him? Furthermore, there are no similar people in the world. Embarrassing to admit it wrong. That's why Karen asked Sasuke for proof. The two of them are your teammates at Konoha. Not bad. Sasuke nodded, and then said, let me introduce you. That one is orange, looks a little dull and called Uzumaki Naruto. As for the other, he is Takagawa Tokiha. After getting Sasuke's confirmation, Karen's beautiful eyes were full of luster, a kind of excited luster. What she never expected was that after 2 years, they would meet in this way. Seeing Karen's appearance, Shiyu already knew about it. It is estimated that after he saved the former, he was so grateful that he fell in love with him. 1 inch now that people have seen it, you won't regret it. With the sound of Sasuke's voice, Karen recovered from his astonishment. Don't worry. Since I promised you, I will definitely do it. Hearing Sasuke and Karen's conversation, Naruto may not have reacted, but the smarter Suzuki immediately noticed the problem. At this moment, he suddenly knew why Sasuke had sworn before that Shiyu would basically be able to capture him. Karen, you know Shiyu. It's none of your business, just stay there. Ah. Shuiyu was stunned. Didn't she just ask out of curiosity? Don't you say it, why are you so fierce? So Shuiyu's eyes suddenly fell on Shiyu, and then said. Time feather. You're so smart, can you guess why this woman wants to know about you? Reason why Shuiyu asked this was because Shiyu could infer his origin and what he wanted to do with some details. Sasuke and Naruto pricked up their ears curiously when they heard the words. Hearing this, Shiyu looked at Karen and smiled slightly. Although I have not heard her name, I do have a face similar to her in my memory. It's just that that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Sasuke groaned. Nice. Shiyu nodded and then said, when the three of us were in a Chunin exam, 2 years ago, didn't we meet a girl who was attacked by a big brown bear in the Death Forest? You mean, that girl is Karen? Originally, I couldn't confirm it, but it was only after listening to the conversation between the two of you that it was finally confirmed. Seeing that her secret was exposed, Karen's pretty face showed a trace of yuhi, and a look of panic appeared in her eyes. She didn't expect that she would recognize it so quickly. This result was something she never expected. Because she hadn't thought about how to face Shiyu yet, but also because of this, there was a glimmer of joy in her heart. Because this can explain one thing, a very meaningful thing for girls. That's why Shiyu still remembers what she looked like 2 years ago. You must know that they were just a one-sided relationship at that time. If they were normal people, how could they engrave her appearance in their minds? Just when Karen was at a loss, Tokiyu's voice sounded again. Your name is Karen. Karen, who heard the words, was stunned for a moment, then nodded heavily. The shy girl's shy appearance was completely different from the fierce attitude of Shuiyu before. Seeing Karen's attitude, Sasuke and Suzuki were dumbfounded. Because both of them have never seen the latter like this, as if the Karen in front of them is a fake. Because of this, the two couldn't help but look at each other. I don't know what you have to do with me. That is, if you hadn't rescued me from the big brown bear, I'm afraid I'd already be buried in the bear's belly, so. Seeing Karen faltering, Shiyu spoke for him. So, you want to repay your kindness, right? Yes. Karen was stunned for a moment, but he could only bite the bullet and said. She originally thought that Shiyu would say something to promise her, and she felt a little excited before. However, what Shiyu said was correct. One of the purposes of her inquiring about Shiyu's news is indeed to repay her kindness, and only the second one. She wants to see if there is any possibility of development. 15 or 16 years old, she is undoubtedly the age when she is in love. Among the people she knows, only Shiyu makes her a little moved. Although Sasuke's appearance is also very handsome, the scene of Tokiyu's falling from the sky to save her has been deeply imprinted in her heart. Don't say it's deeply rooted, but at least it doesn't go away. If that's the case, then you can go with us. No problem. Karen agreed immediately, without any hesitation. As if Shiyu asked it to do anything. In this regard, Shiyu couldn't help but feel Ichiraku in his heart. He himself didn't think that the latter would think about him after his casual move, and he didn't need to do it at all. As long as he beckons, this is a complete backpost. Sasuke is also overjoyed when he sees Karen agreeing to the invitation. With the latter's special ability, his future actions will be much more convenient. Open black lens bracket Kagura heart eyes close black lens bracket. A kind of heart eyes that can see through each other and see far away, that's why Sasuke chose her as a team member. Coupled with Karen's good perception ability, he can control a wide range of enemy search techniques, and can sense chakra movements within a radius of tens of kilometers. If there is a chakra that has been specified, it can also perceive the detailed position and movement, and even the number and characteristics of the opponent. With a movement speed of 040, the master is very detailed. Tokiyu's positioning technique, which is tracked by the chakra mark, is the ability that inspired Karen. At the beginning, it was not comparable to Karen's Kagura heart eye, due to the limitation of talent, but now it is far surpassed. 1,000,000 times the talent and 1,000,000 times the chakra, no joke. After the matter is settled. After controlling his emotions, Karen looked at Shiyu. By the way, what about those who were caught? Sasuke, Suzuki, Naruto, let the three of you go here. Despite this tone of command, neither Sasuke nor Naruto complained. Not only them, but even Shueyu was not dissatisfied. The mouth that eats people is soft, and the hand that takes people is soft, who told him to accept the decapitation sword given by Shiyu. Moreover, there is also a open black lens bracket thunder sword close black lens bracket. Sasuke is keeping it there. Three of Sasuke left obediently. Karen's expression was also stagnant. He didn't expect that someone like Sasuke and Shueyu would listen to Shiyu's words so much. If it is understandable that Sasuke is Tokyu's teammate, then Shueyu and the two have only known each other for a while. But Tokyu can make him obedient, which is enough to prove Tokyu's extraordinary. That's why. Karen looked at Shiyu's eyes brighter and brighter, and couldn't help but mutter a word in his heart. As expected of the man I'm in love with. Chapter 263 _ The Power of the Spell. Incredible Truth. Sasuke, Suzuki, and Naruto released all the detainees in the Southern Secret. The three of them gathered around Tokyo again. Sasuke, go find the last one. Hearing the conversation between Tokiha and Sasuke, Karen was a little puzzled. Sasuke seems to have chosen more than her and Shueyu, so she is also very curious about this last person. Who's the last one? Open black lens bracket Chongo close black lens bracket of open black lens bracket North Secret House close black lens bracket. Karen, who heard the words, was startled for a moment, and said in shock, "What's wrong with me? Do you want him to be our companion?" As soon as Karen's voice fell, Shueyu said, "This is decided by Tokyu and Sasuke, do you have any opinion?" I just said casually, "What are you doing to me? Look for a fight." After Karen and Shueyu bickered, Shiyu and his party of 5 set off again. This time, the destination, open black lens bracket the secret of the North close black lens bracket. On the way, Shueyu, who had been locked in the glass jar for a long time and did not move around, shouted tired again, her head drooped, and her hands drooped as she said, "I am exhausted, it's not here yet." Karen snorted coldly, and then said, "We are going to the North Secret, where you go like this and you won't be killed." Karen knows that every secret place is holding extremely powerful ninjas. I've only seen it there on the map, is it really that dangerous? Bullshit. The secret of the North is not an ordinary research base, it is a human testing ground. Karen's words, Naruto and Suzuki both froze. I said it's been a long time. You are tired too, why didn't you sit down, take a rest? Between the words, Shui Yuzhong took out a bottle of water and poured it into his mouth. Seeing this, Karen said with a look of contempt. Useless stuff. It's still far from the North Secret. In a voice of abuse, Karen put on a serious face. Speaking of which, why did you join this team, Shueyu? Of course I have my purpose. It is estimated that this goal can only be achieved with Sasuke and the others. Between the words, Shueyu's eyes couldn't help but look at Shiyu, and after getting along for a few days, he felt that the latter was unfathomable. I have no interest in your purpose. However, I suggest that after you really understand Chongo, you should consider whether to let him be our companion. Get to know a little bit, after all, I have played against you. Shueyu responded and immediately said, he is a guy who can use special abilities, and his strength is very strong. However, I don't really like the feeling that he doesn't know what he's thinking. It is said that he sent it to Orochimaru himself to catch him. It seems that there is something wrong with his mind. Then do you know why he did this? Karen rode. I don't know. Maybe the skull was caught. Hearing Shueyu's words, Sasuke said kindly, why? For rebirth. Rebirth. Suzuki and Sasuke were stunned at the same time. Yes. Karen nodded, and then said, for Chango Orochimaru's research base is the place where he was reborn. Why is that guy reborn? That's because for some reason he seems to be physically unable to control his behavior, like he's on some amazing drug. That kind of violent murder. When Karen said this, Suzuki, Sasuke and Naruto were all shocked. Obviously, they didn't think that there are such wonderful people in the world who have a natural desire to kill. When he came back to his senses, Shueyu asked again, listen to what you mean, Changwu is a murderous person. Not only that. On weekdays, he can suppress the restlessness in his heart, and he looks no different from normal people. But once he reaches the limit, he will slowly lose himself. At that time, his personality and appearance will undergo earth-shaking changes, and he will become a murderer who can only slaughter. Shueyu rubbed her chin and muttered. I can't believe that guy looks so honest and hides such a pervert side. It seems that he didn't use your so-called ability in the last fight. From Orochimaru's point of view, Shugego's abilities are very research-based. Karen took over the words, and then continued. So Orochimaru used the blood of Chango to develop an enzyme that can make other ninjas have that state. You should know this. Indeed, when Karen said this, Sasuke and Suzuki's expressions are as if you know me. Having been in Orochimaru for so long, one of them knows what Karen means. Especially Sasuke, he was one of the victims. Curse seal Changwu is his only origin. With Karen's words falling, Sasuke and Suzuki did not express any opinions, but Naruto couldn't help it. What? Sasuke's curse seal power comes from the guy we're looking for now. That's why I advise you to think twice. Karen responded to Naruto and said, you must have seen Sasuke transformed. Although this power was extracted from Shugego, it was improved by Orochimaru. So, although that state will still cause a lot of harm to the body, it is controllable and won't let you fall into a rampage. But Changwu is different. He is equivalent to a pathogen, so that he can't control his emotions at all. So, staying with this kind of person, we are always in danger. Karen said a lot, which made both Suzuki and Naruto feel a kind of creepy feeling. Especially Shueyu, when she thought of being in the company of this kind of guy in the future, she couldn't help but start to feel uneasy. If Karen said it, then he probably wouldn't even be able to sleep peacefully. At this moment, Tokiyu, who had been silent for a long time, finally spoke up. Quote. Don't worry, I have a solution. When Shiyu said this, everyone was shocked. Sasuke and Naruto immediately chose to believe, but they had doubts in their hearts for Karen and Shueyu, who didn't know Shiyu well. If these words came out of someone else's mouth, the two of them would never believe it. But because it was Ren Shiyu who said this, they would be suspicious. Shiyu, you really have a way. Karen's voice fell, and before Tokiyu could answer, Sasuke was the first to speak. Shiyu will never say anything unsure. Also, it wasn't Orochimaru who taught me to control the power of the curse seal, nor was the Otogaker 4 of 4 sent by Orochimaru. Not them. Karen muttered, then turned to think, and an unbelievable answer popped into his mind. Sasuke, don't you want to tell us that the person who taught you to control the power of the curse seal is Tokiyu? Nice. After being confirmed by Sasuke, Karen and Suzuki were completely dumbfounded. Especially Karen, as Orochimaru's subordinate, she is quite familiar with Orochimaru's research. You must know that Orochimaru has done countless experiments after researching the curse seal enzyme, but none of them can survive in this curse seal 2-2-like state. Therefore, he continued to study from a group of people who passed the curse seal 1 state, and finally developed a method of dying and rebirth. That is to use the sealing technique, 4 black mist formation plus black sealing seal. Let an experimental body enter a state of suspended animation, and then release the seal after it adapts to this power. In this way, you will be able to master Curse Seal 2-2 status. The original Otogakur 5 persons and 5 congregations Kitamaru, Tayuya, Jirobo, Sakin and Kimamaro are all masters through this method. Originally, Orochimaru also wanted to use this method to let Sasuke learn the Curse Seal 2-2 state, but unexpectedly, Tokiha taught the latter a long time ago. And because Otogakur 5 people and 5 people died in that operation, Orochimaru didn't know about it at all. In his opinion, Sasuke undoubtedly used his own method. But now Orochimaru can't know the truth of this matter, otherwise, it is estimated that it will be another meal, surprise. Just when Karen and Suzuki were about to recover from their surprise, Sasuke's next sentence made them indulge in it again. If I guessed correctly, Shiyu should have mastered this kind of power scarf. Chapter 264-Learn about flying ninjutsu. If I guessed correctly, Shiyu should have mastered this kind of power. Shiyu, is what Sasuke said true? Karen between the words was extremely excited, because this kind of power is too strange, as if no one can master it. Chongo close black lens bracket is the best example. Even Orochimaru, one of the Sannin, has spent years researching the open black lens bracket curse seal enzyme close black lens bracket, that's all. Tokyo didn't answer Karen's question directly. Whether it's true or not, you'll know when we see Changwoo. After responding, Shiyu said again. Okay, let's go. Sasuke nodded, then got up and walked forward. Seeing this, Shueyu was a little bit reluctant to get up, apparently because she felt that she didn't have enough rest. Shueyu, get up quickly. Otherwise, we won't be able to make it in 3 days. Hearing Karen's words, Shueyu could only stand up angrily. And just as everyone was about to set out on the road, Shiyu said, it's too time-consuming to travel like this, so I have to use another way. Change the way. Sasuke murmured, and then said, Shiyu, you shouldn't have left a space mark in the North Secret. Indeed not. However, that's not what I'm talking about. What is that? Sasuke was puzzled. Just like my 040. As Shiyu's words fell, he rose into the air under the astonished gazes of everyone. Seeing this scene, everyone was extremely shocked. Except for Naruto, he had seen it before because of Shiyu's method. Not only that, but he also experienced it himself. Fly up. What's going on here? It's amazing. At this moment, Sasuke, Karen, and Suzuki exclaimed one after another. When Naruto heard the words, he laughed. Hey, you don't know that. You know. Hearing Shueyu's question, Naruto would naturally not miss this opportunity to show off. Since you have humbly asked for advice, then I will tell you with reluctance. Although Shueyu really wanted to argue with Shiyu, unfortunately, he really didn't know about it. Therefore, the only option is to remain silent. Seeing this, Naruto also said, actually, this is a kind of ninjutsu of Shiyu. Ninjutsu. Naruto nodded and thought for a while. Immediately said, it seems to be a kind of Doden, earth style, a kind of ninjutsu that can make any object lighter. Okay, no more ink. The 4 of you stand up, and I will perform ninjutsu for you in turn. Hearing Shiyu's words, the 4 of Sasuke stood in a row obediently. Immediately after. Shiyu didn't talk nonsense either, only to see his big hand gently supporting his back. Open black lens bracket Doden, earth style, super lightweight rock technique close black lens bracket. With a low drink in Shiyu's heart, Sasuke slowly floated up under the eyes of the 3 Karen. Seeing this, the faces of the 3 of them showed excitement. Especially Karen and Suzuki, because they have never experienced such a thing as flying. After Sasuke is Naruto, and after Naruto is Suzue. When Suzue was tossing and turning in the air, she couldn't help but let out a sigh. Ninjutsu in the world is truly amazing. 3 of Sasuke's 3 were applied, finally it was Karen's turn. When Shiyu walked behind her, Karen's little heart accelerated slightly. She had both anticipation and apprehension about this. And while she was holding this emotion, Shiyu's big hand had already fallen on her junior. Feeling the warmth from her palm, Karen's heart suddenly accelerated. Thump, thump. Not only that, but even the delicate body trembled slightly. Palm is in direct contact with Karen, can naturally feel it, and the corner of his mouth evokes a slight arc. But Shiyu knows that this is a normal reaction. A woman will basically have this reaction when she first touches a man she likes. Unless this woman has already experienced it. Between Karen's shy face, her delicate body slowly rises from the ground. Seeing this, Shiyu also flew into the air. To control the direction and speed, just release the chakra. Sasuke, lead the way. Good. Sasuke was stunned for a moment, then nodded immediately. No doubt that since he is a proud Sasuke, he is also amazed by Shiyu's ninjutsu. But unfortunately, he is not good at open black lens bracket Doden, Earth-style close black lens bracket, otherwise, he must want to study. Not only him, Naruto, Karen, and Suzuki have all had this idea. However, their wishes will eventually be in vain. Because this ninjutsu requires an extremely deep understanding of open black lens bracket Doden, Earth-style close black lens bracket to become a master, which is why a large open black lens bracket Iwagakure Village close black lens bracket is only capable of open black lens bracket 3 generations Tsuchikajinoki close black lens bracket. His son open black lens bracket Lois close black lens bracket, granddaughter open black lens bracket Kuratsuchi close black lens bracket and student open black lens bracket Takiki close black lens bracket have not been able to learn it, but another student of open black lens bracket Onoki close black lens bracket may be able to learn it. He is open black lens bracket Deidara close black lens bracket. But unfortunately, the latter betrayed open black lens bracket Iwagakure Village close black lens bracket early in pursuit of art. At the beginning, the speed of you and others was not fast, because Sasuke, Karen and Suzuki 3 had not fully adapted. But even so, it is much faster than walking on the ground. Because this is undoubtedly the real, between 2 points, the shortest line segment. The way of the road, without any twists and turns. A day and a half. Shiyu and his party of 5 successfully arrived at the North Secret. This trip originally took 3 days, but now it has been shortened by half. Seen at the importance of the way to travel. But when Shiyu and his party of 5 arrived at the North Secret, Shueyu suddenly remembered something. That's right. Sasuke, what was the space imprint you told Tokyo that day? Hearing Shueyu's words, Karen also cast a curious look. Space mark, as the name suggests, is a kind of spell mark of time and space ninjutsu. Leave this kind of mark in a specific place, no matter where you are. As long as you have enough chakra, you can send it back. Hearing Sasuke's explanation, Suzuki pondered for a while, and then an extremely loud ninjutsu flashed in his mind. Why do you say it like the art of Hiraishin? Oh, you've heard of this technique too. Konoha's 4th Hokage has a lot of popularity in the ninja world. He has the ultimate speed and is crowned by the world with the title of Yellow Flash. Shueyu do some research on her own. But in the next second, he thought of something, and a look of shock appeared in his eyes. Sasuke, did Tokyo control the Hiraishin art? Voice just fell, and before Sasuke could answer, Naruto was the first to speak. It seems that you have more than just water in your head, you guessed it. After being confirmed, Shueyu and Karen suddenly felt a huge wave in their hearts. And because of this, they both believed in one thing more and more. That is, Orochimaru should really be killed by Tokyo. Originally, Karen thought Orochimaru was killed by Sasuke, but she was a little suspicious when she learned from Sasuke on the way that the real murderer was Tokyo. And these few points of doubt, with the various super ninjutsu displayed by Shiyu, have slowly disappeared. Or, she has already determined this fact. Chapter 265 _ The Secret of the North. Delightful Eyes. The sun rises high. Shiyu's group of 4 has already descended to the ground, because they have reached the North Secret. After learning about Master Tokiha's, the art of Hiraishin, Suzuki and Karen were shocked, and the eyes they looked at Tokyo changed again. However, when they were about to enter the North Secret, Shueyu sat on the ground again. I am so tired, take a rest. Hearing this, Karen was the first to stand up. Water Moon. Why do you keep resting all the time, it's already here. The voice of Karen glanced at Shueyu, and his eyes could not help but fall on the decapitation sword behind him. He frowned slightly, as if thinking of something. I said you're always crying because the knife is too heavy, you can just throw it away. Karen's voice just fell, and before Shueyu could refute it, everyone heard a cry for help. Rescue. He could finish his words, he fell directly to the ground because of his injuries. Boom. Upon seeing this, Karen immediately checked. It's someone from the Secret of the North, and I am still angry. Between the words, Karen also gave him a simple treatment. Although she is not a serious medical ninja, but because her chakra is special, it can make people recover quickly. Naruto also has this ability, which is the power of the blood of the Uzumaki clan. In addition to the Uzumaki clan, this ability also has the Senju clan, because both of them are the direct blood of the Asura. This is also the reason why the power of Ashura, of this generation will be transferred to Naruto. Sasuke asked after that. The person who asked for help regained consciousness. What happened here? Yu or Uchiha Sasuke? The first time the man saw Sasuke, he recognized him. Seen that Orochimaru's emphasis on Sasuke has become a household name for Akatsuki in various research bases. Please, save us. What the hell is going on? Water Moon Road. Once the news of Orochimaru's death spread here, the prisoners rioted. Go on like this. The man died before he could finish his words, apparently because of his severe injuries. Even Karen's special chakra couldn't turn the tide of such an injury and snatch him back from the god of death. If Shiyu had made the first move just now, he should still have a chance to survive. But Shiyu obviously made a move for no reason and spent a lot of energy begging an irrelevant person. He was not a saint. He basically won't do anything that is not good. It's like helping Sasuke recruit 3 teammates this time, but there are 2 reasons for this. First, because he wanted to meet Karen and Shigego. Second, because of a mission in the system. Unlock the first mission of the 6th reward, help Sasuke recruit 3 teammates. Ghost Lamp Shueyu Uzumaki Karen close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Libra Shigego close black lens bracket. Now that 2/3 of this task has been completed, this Changwu is the last one. Seeing the man dying, Shueyu complained unconcernedly. Oops, you, dead. And just as Shueyu's voice fell, a sound of breaking wind entered their ears. Immediately afterwards, a heavy dullness also sounded. Boom. This sound sounded like a heavy object hitting the ground, and everyone followed the sound. Next second. A person is not a person, a ghost is caught in the eyes of Shiyu's 5 people 5, so that their expressions are all stagnant. But that's not the point is that he can still talk. The moment this person who seemed to be a ghost from hell saw Sasuke, he was also shocked. You are. Seeing this, Shueyu was also shocked. What is that? It's the second state of curse sealing. Naruto Road. Naruto had seen them use the power of the curse seal when they were fighting in Otogakure 4 people and 4 people. Just that their appearances are far less exaggerated than the person in front of them. Because the latter's body is already a bit out of human form, and it looks more like a monster. And this monster is not the Libra Shigeu they are looking for, this person is just. It's just an experiment. The second state of curse sealing. Shueyu murmured. He obviously did not expect Naruto to know about this, which made him feel a little unhappy. When he still had some doubts in his heart, Karen proved it to Naruto. As Naruto said, this person has now entered the curse seal state 2-2, so the appearance will change greatly. And just as Chongo was stunned, Sasuke shot in an instant. Sigh. As the open black lens bracket grass pheasant sword close black lens bracket was swung in his hand, the experimental body instantly fell to the ground. Losing the support of instinct, its curse seal power also quickly faded away. Next second, the ghost face and various odd-shaped limbs on his body also faded away quickly, and his normal appearance was also exposed to the air. Hey, who is this? Looking at the man who fell to the ground, Shuiyu said. Because he has seen Chongo, he knows that the man in front of him is not the latter. This is probably one of the reasons why Sasuke didn't kill him, because he didn't know if the person in front of him was Chongo. Sasuke also said after returning the open black lens bracket grass pheasant sword close black lens bracket to its sheath. The entrance to the north secret is ahead, let's find Chongo. Seeing Shiyu nodded, Sasuke took the lead and walked to the front. After a while. However, after Shiyu's 5 people entered the north secret house, they found that there was not a single guard here. Undoubtedly, the one who died before them was undoubtedly the last guard here. Although there was no guard in front of them, there was a group of prisoners. Moreover, these prisoners are not the ordinary prisoners of West Secret House and South Secret House. They are all experimental subjects, the experimental subjects of the ability of Changwu. Among this group of people, there are people who are in Curse Ceiling State 1, and there are also Curse Ceiling State 2-2. However, because their own strength is not strong. Therefore, even if they enter the Curse Seal, the increase in their strength is limited. The strongest are just ordinary Chunin. Moreover, they can only use brute force, not to mention any ninjutsu. Reason for this is that they are all ordinary people. Because if they were all ninjas, once they obtained the curse seal, even if Orochimaru was still alive, they would probably try to resist. Orochimaru obviously thought of this, so the experimental subjects here are ordinary people. And the ninja wanted to obtain this kind of power. They were all personally selected by Orochimaru. Like open black lens bracket Otogaker 5 people close black lens bracket, Enko and Sasuke. Looking at this scene, Karen guessed. It seems that the guards here have all been killed, and the prisoners have all run out. I said Sasuke, where can I tell that one? It's Chongo. Hearing Suzuki's words, Sasuke's eyes fell on Karen. Karen, is there open black lens bracket Sugego close black lens bracket in here? I'll see. Between the words, Karen's hand instantly formed a seal, and then his eyes slowly closed, and he began to perceive. However, at this moment, Shiyu's voice rang out. Don't look, there is no him here. When Shiyu said these words, everyone was stunned. Shiyu should have never seen Changwu, and there are many people in this group who have already entered the curse-sealed state 2-2. They have seen Changwu but still can't recognize it. How did Shiyu know? Just in their astonishment. Karen had already sensed it, and the end result surprised her. Shiyu is right, there is no Changwu here. If Suzuki and Sasuke still doubted what Tokyo said, then Karen's words were not wrong. Because the latter has not only seen Chongo but also has the special ability Kagura Mind Eye. This ability can distinguish all changes. And so, no matter what kind of open black lens bracket transformation technique close black lens bracket, there will be nothing to hide under open black lens bracket Kagura Mind Eye's close black lens bracket. This is why Sasuke wants to recruit Karen as a teammate. But at this moment, Sasuke, Suzuki and Karen all have doubts in their hearts. That is, how did Tokyo know that there is no Shogo in it? Does the latter also have something similar to Kagura Heart Eye's ability? Is not enough? Feilu reminds you. Chapter 266_Revelation. What is the power of the spell? Shiyu is right, there is no Changwu here. Hearing Karen's words, Shuiyu said, Shiyu, how did you know? If you want to know the answer, first solve the group of guys in front of me. Shueyu was stunned for a moment, and then said, "No problem, leave it to me." Seeing Shueyu wanting to make a move, Sasuke said, "Shueyu, try to avoid the key points." "Hey, you really are from Konoha?" Shueyu responded and immediately said, "Actually, you could have killed that man just now, I really don't know what you were thinking." Hearing Shueyu's words, Naruto immediately said, "Although they are experimental subjects, they all have one life. Don't talk nonsense, solve it quickly." As Shiyu's voice fell, Shueyu, Naruto and Shueyu 3 feet of wind blew, and rushed directly to the crowd in front. Seeing that Karen wanted to help, Shiyu stopped him. "You can leave this kind of thing to our boys, you don't need to be a girl." Hearing the words, Karen suddenly looked at Shiyu's eyes with brilliance, and Yuhi's halo appeared on both of them. Because when Shiyu's words fell into her ears, it was undoubtedly a sign of concern. In fact, she didn't want to go there. But because of Shiyu's presence, she wanted to express herself, and she didn't want to make herself seem useless. Now that Shiyu has spoken, she naturally has a step. Seeing Shiyu standing indifferently and not intending to go up to help, Karen also asked, "Aren't you going to help them?" Although the number of these experimental subjects is large, their combat effectiveness is not strong, and they will not be in any danger. This is also a group battle training for them. That's right, but in fact, Shiyu was too lazy to do it. Of course, these shrimp soldiers and crabs are not worth his shot. There was no accident in this battle, and it ended in a crushing crush. Call. Shueyu leaned against the decapitation sword inserted in the ground and exhaled heavily. Looking at his appearance, it was obviously because he was not used to using the decapitation sword for the first time to fight. After the three of Sasuke 3 solved these experimental subjects, Karen, who was more familiar with this place, found the key to the cell. Seeing this, Shiyu said, "Karen, you are more familiar with this place, so it's up to you to lead the way." Karen nodded and was about to lead the crowd to find open black lens bracket Chongo close black lens bracket. But at this moment, Shueyu's voice rang out. "I said Shiyu, did you forget one thing? You are really persistent. I used my milk strength to kill these guys as quickly as possible, just to know the answer as soon as possible. Since I promised you, I will naturally not break my promise." Hearing what Shiyu said, everyone's eyes were also focused on Shiyu. Obviously, they were also curious how Tokiyu knew that Chongo was not among the group. "Actually, Sasuke already told you the answer on the way here." "Sasuke told us," Shueyu murmured, still with a puzzled look on her face. "The reason is very simple, because the curse seal power on them is too weak, and they are very different from Sasuke and Kimimaro. Not only that, even the Otogakure 4 people is not as good. Chongwu is the source of curse seal power, he should contain the strongest curse seal power." "So it is." Shueyu nodded, a look of sudden realization. But in the next second, he thought of another and asked, "However, how do you know the power of the curse seal on them?" "Close black lens bracket strong and weak." "You idiot. Sasuke didn't tell us before, Shiyu has mastered the curse seal power." Hearing Karen's words, Shueyu smiled shyly. Immediately after, a hint of curiosity flashed in his eyes, and he asked, "Shiyu, since you have mastered this power, can you also curse seal?" Hearing Shueyu's words, the curiosity of Sasuke and others was piqued again. Because this is indeed a question worthy of confirmation. "Yes," Shiyu affirmed, then said, "However, I will never use it." Shiyu said something, everyone was startled. Although the appearance of this curse ceiling is a bit ugly, that power is real. Once it is deployed, the power will be doubled. Shiyu, is it because the appearance of curse seal is too ugly, so you don't want to use it? Karen's words are affirmed by Suzuki, but Naruto and Sasuke have another opinion. I think it's Shiyu who doesn't want to use it. Sasuke's idea is the same as Naruto's, because they have both seen Shiyu cast open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket 9 dragon skyfire formation close black lens bracket. Therefore, they felt that the increase of curse seal power was meaningless to Shiyu. When the two sides each held a point of view, Shiyu let the four people all startled. You're talking about superficial reasons. Surface reason. Sasuke muttered, and then asked, is there any more important reason? Nice. Having been with Orochimaru for so long, the three of you should know that this curse seal is derived from a special power. A power different from chakra. Sasuke, Karen, and Shueyu all nodded in disbelief when they heard the words. Seeing this, Shiyu continued. And the reason why I don't use curse seal transformation is because this curse seal transformation is that kind of clumsy use of special power. Clumsy use. Karen exclaimed. Not only her, but Sasuke's trio's faces were also full of deep curiosity. Especially Sasuke. He didn't expect such a strong curse seal power to be just that. A clumsy use of special power. Well, I'll give you a glimpse. Voice fell, and Shiyu stretched out his left hand. With the movement of his mind, a chakra ball condensed in his palm. Needless to say, it was open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket. Naruto chanted, and Shueyu, who heard the words, said, why do I think I have heard this ninjutsu there? This is also the specialty ninjutsu of 4th Hokage. Sasuke said. I'll just say it, I should have heard it. Shueyu responded lightly, and then said, Shiyu, I didn't expect you to learn both of the two types of ninjutsu that are good at Mu 4th generation Hokage. This is the Rasengan that is condensed by normal chakra, you can see how powerful it is now. While speaking, Shiyu walked to the thickest wall here, and pressed it down in the eyes of the four of them. Chi. Open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket. The moment it touched the wall, there was a violent friction with it, and then, the powerful energy inside exploded. Boom! With a loud noise, the wall collapsed directly into it. A hole the size of a human head appeared in the center of the large cracked wall due to Rasengan's relatively powerful hit. Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked by the power of open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket, but they didn't know what Shiyu wanted to do. Immediately afterwards, Shiyu stretched out his right hand again. Then, under the astonished gazes of the four of them, another one open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket formed in Shiyu's hand. But after this open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket was formed, all four of them looked stunned. There are 3 things to do when you read. Chapter 267 Create Your Own, Sage Mode. North Secret. On the plaza at the entrance of the dungeon, the four of Sasuke looked at the Rasengan in Tokiyu's hand with a look of astonishment. Because they can clearly feel that the ability contained in this Rasengan is several times stronger than before. Not only that, Shiyu's pupils seem to have undergone some subtle changes. Its pupils are no longer the original pitch black color, nor the color of Sharingan's blood Yuhi. It is a kind of gold, pure gold. But it is neither snake eye, nor toad eye, nor slug eye. It's the pupil of a human being. It's just that the black of the eyeball has turned golden, that's all. The reason for such a change is that the current Tokiha has entered the open black lens bracket Sage Mode close black lens bracket. That's right, this is his own Sage Mode that belongs to human beings. 3 Holy Lands took a few years to create a Sage art that belongs to his own race, but Shiyu did it with ease. The reason for this is naturally because of Shiyu's million-fold talent. As for why the pupils are golden, it is because Shiyu's chakra is this color. Entering open black lens bracket Sage Mode close black lens bracket, you will have your own exclusive pupils. Of course, if 2 people's chakra colors are the same, then their open black lens bracket Sage Mode close black lens bracket pupils will naturally be the same. Just when Sasuke 4 people 4 was shocked. Shiyu pressed the open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket in his hand on the other wall just like before. There is no prelude, just a blast. Boom. Hearing this sound, the next second everyone saw that the same wall cracked open in an instant. Boom. Comparing the power of the two Rasengan, this collapsed wall is undoubtedly the best answer. 4 of Sasuke's stunned, Tokiyu's voice also sounded slowly. You have also seen the power of these two Rasengan. The first time was condensed by me using normal chakra, and the second time was condensed with that kind of special power. Their power is obviously not at the same level. And this special energy is called open black lens bracket Sage Art Chakra close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Sage Art Chakra close black lens bracket. What is that? Naruto asked the first question. Open black lens bracket Sage Art Chakra close black lens bracket is slightly different from ordinary chakra. The latter is made by the human body itself, but the former is condensed by absorbing energy from nature. Simply put, open black lens bracket Sage Art Chakra close black lens bracket is natural energy. After hearing Shiyu's words, Sasuke asked, Shiyu, what do you mean the power of the curse seal is this kind of natural energy? Not bad. Shiyu nodded, and then said, curse sealing just melts Sage Art Chakra into the body, so its main function is also reflected in the flesh and blood. This is also why the body after curse sealing has undergone great changes, but the speed, strength, perception and defense will be significantly improved. However, in addition to strengthening the physical body, the improvement of the technique is minimal, almost nothing. Sasuke, you must have felt it deeply. Hearing Tokiyu's question, Sasuke nodded quickly. Then, Shiyu said again. Furthermore, curse sealing will also erode the body. So this method is undoubtedly inappropriate, which is why I say that curse sealing is a clumsy use of Sage Art Chakra. Hearing this, everyone probably understands what Sage Art Chakra is. But at the same time, there is a problem that troubles again them. Since Shiyu also inhaled natural energy into his body, why did the latter's body not change at all? Except for the eyeballs, of course. Shiyu, didn't you also inhale natural ability into your body? Why doesn't your appearance change at all? Sasuke's question undoubtedly made Shueyu and others curious, because they also have the same question in their hearts. That's because I have mastered how to use this power. Shiyu responded with a sound, and then said, you must have noticed the change in my pupils. Hem. Quote quote. Seeing that the 4 of them nodded in unison, Shiyu also continued. The color of my pupils changed not because I was running some kind of pupil technique, but because I was now in a state. What is the state? Water Moon Road. Open black lens bracket Sage Mode close black lens bracket. Sage Mode. Naruto muttered along. Yes, Sage Mode. As the name suggests, this is a state in which open black lens bracket Sage Art Chakra close black lens bracket can be used perfectly. After entering this state, the body will not have a series of problems such as mutation and death due to the absorption of too much natural energy. I was aware of this special power after Sasuke was planted by Orochimaru. After my constant exploration, I finally figured out what this power is. In order to be able to master the power, I have researched this state, the Sage Mode that is exclusively for humans. Shiyu explained, and then said, as for why my pupils turn golden, it is because my chakra is golden. After entering Sage Mode, the color of the pupil will show its own chakra color. Hearing Shiyu's explanation, everyone probably knew what was going on in this open black lens bracket Sage Mode close black lens bracket. Until this moment, Suzuki and Karen finally know why Naruto and Sasuke worship Tokiyuha so much. They finally know why Tokiyuha was able to kill Orochimaru. Why are they confident that they can subdue Shogo? Shiyu, you just said that you are a Sage Mode that is exclusively for human beings. Is there any other Sage Mode that can't be done? As Sasuke's words fell, everyone was full of interest again. Seeing this, Shiyu knew. If they were asking further questions, it would probably take a lot of time. Naturally there is. However, let's go to Chongo for now, and talk about Sage Mode when I have time. As Shiyu's voice fell, the matter was stopped. 4 people 4 know, although a little lost, but there is no opinion. Not only that. At this moment, Shueyu and Karen's eyes towards Tokyo have gradually moved towards Naruto and Sasuke. It was a look of admiration. However, Karen's eyes had a different look that none of the 3 of them had. That is love. Girls love heroes and strong men, this is innate. Especially this person is her own savior, which will undoubtedly make her more deeply rooted in love. As long as you don't get rejected, you will sink deeper and deeper. Karen, lead the way. Karen nodded, and immediately brought the 4 of Shiyu into the dungeon of the North Secret. Chapter 268 _ The Source of the Curse. Libra weighs me. After a while, the leadership of Karen, Shiyu and the others came to a separate cell. There is an incomparably thick iron door here. Above the iron door to the left and right, the iron chains tied horizontally are enough to see the special features of this cell. Everyone looked at the iron prison, and Sasuke spoke up. Is it here? Well, Shigego is in there. Speaking, Karen took out the 10 most conspicuous keys among the many keys, and these 10 keys were larger than the others. Immediately after, Karen, under the watchful eyes of Shiyu and the others, inserted 10 keys into 10 keyholes on the iron door. Shows the importance of Shigego to Orochimaru. Click, click, da, da, da. First there is the sound of the key twisting, and then the sound of the gear turning inside the iron door. And when Karen opened the door, Shigego in the cell also noticed it. Is someone here? Whether it's a man or a woman. Chongwoo's eyes between the words were like hawks, as if he had already made a decision in his heart, and he muttered to himself again. If it's a man who comes in, I'll kill him. At the same time, Karen had completely opened the prison door, and just as Karen was about to push the door in, Tokyo said. Karen. You stand back, let's advance. Hearing Shiyu's words, Karen was stunned for a moment, then nodded without hesitation. From her point of view, this is undoubtedly Shiyu's concern for her. Being cared by someone she likes is undoubtedly the happiest thing. Time feather. Chongwoo is my choice, let me take the lead. All right. You did not refuse Sasuke's request. As he said, Chongo is his chosen teammate, and it should be the most suitable for him to approach him. It's not too late for him to take action. Creep. At the moment when the prison door was opened, Sasuke felt as if he was being stared at by an evil spirit. Immediately afterwards, a voice came out of everyone's ears. Won the lottery. Kill. And the next second after this voice sounded, everyone felt a strong murderous aura coming towards them. No, here he is. Karen's reminder just sounded, and Sasuke was directly smashed against the wall of the passage by a big hand pressing his chest. Boom! That sheer power directly caused the incomparably thick walls to collapse in, much stronger than the previous group of counterfeiters. At this time, the place was shrouded in smoke and dust, making it impossible to see what was in it. But Shiyu and the others were able to clearly see the monster's arm exposed in the smoke and dust, and it was terrifying. This scene made Shueyu and Karen moved. A wave of the monster's arm, a figure threw out heavily and hit the wall on the other side. Boom! Because of this, the smoke and dust in the passage was also exhausted. At this moment, the field in the channel is clearly visible. At the same time, a crazy sound also sounded. It's my replica again. But you can make some changes, you are very good boy. It seems that you are very skilled in the control of Curse Seal. It was none other than Shigego who spoke. At this moment, the latter's arm was like a monster, but the whole body did not change much. Needless to say, that was part of the change he was talking about. And the one who got thrown out was Sasuke. Sunk deeply into it. But this is not the point. The point is that there is a huge, neat palm, behind Sasuke at the moment. That's one of Sasuke's curse-sealed State 22's flesh palm wings. And this is where Shueyu and Karen moved. Because it was the first time they saw Sasuke's curse seal, although it was only a part, it was really ugly. Quote, "I don't want to fight you, I just have something to talk to you about." Heavy knee. You're pretty good, I haven't met a decent opponent since Kimimaro. Shigego's voice fell, and his body rushed out again, unable to listen to Sasuke's words at all. Seeing Shigego's fist swinging at Sasuke again, a big sword slashed out in an instant, confronting him with everything. The sword was none other than Shueyu, who held the decapitation sword. Dang! With a sound like a metal collision, both Shueyu and Shigego vigorously scattered and took a few steps back. What? Hearing Shigego's astonishment, Shueyu said. The body is like steel. You used a different ability than before, Shigego. Voice fell, Shueyu said excitedly. Sasuke. Since he wants to do it, then leave it to me. It just so happens that we haven't decided the winner in the previous battle. Stop. Sasuke hurriedly stopped, and then said, Shueyu, we are not here to fight. Let me talk to him. It's not that he can be persuaded just by his lips, he has to use violence. Controlling violence with violence is the right way. After hearing the conversation between Sasuke and Suzuki, Shigego, who was staring at Suzuki, finally remembered something. Ah, you are Shueyu. The corner of Changwoo's mouth between the words also evoked a smile, because he knew that Shueyu was quite powerful and could play with him for a long time. Because the last time they fought for a long time, there was no winner. And, it was separated by Orochimaru, and Shigego was transferred to this extremely remote, north secret place while Suzuki went to west secret place. There is no unnecessary nonsense, and the two are fighting again. Seeing this, Sasuke was finally a little angry. Shiyu and Naruto were still watching, he definitely didn't lose face. So, he directly intervened in the battle between the two. I saw him dodging between the two, and instantly stopped the attack of the two. At this moment, Sasuke's Sharingan was revealed. Immediately after, a domineering voice came from Sasuke's mouth. You two want to be killed by me. Between the words, a strong killing intent also spread on Sasuke's body, causing Suzuki and Shigego to be stunned for a moment. Shueyu was fine, but she was surprised. Chango ran out of the iron prison again in a panic, as if he had lost his soul. I saw him squatting in the corner again at this time, holding his head in his hands, looking very scared. Heavy knee. I'm here to take you out of here, come with us. Sasuke's voice fell, but a terrified voice responded to him. Hurry up and close the door. I don't want to kill anymore, I don't want to go outside. You leave me alone. Hearing this, Shueyu couldn't help but say something. He's too timid. It's not like that. Karen responded with a sound, and then said, this is Changwoo's dual personality, this is the real him. You heard it too, he doesn't actually want to kill. But he can't control his negative murderous temperament, which is why he took the initiative to send it to Orochimaru to arrest him. It's really hard to handle Shigego. Shueyu murmured. Leave it to me. When Shiyu said this, Sasuke and the others were all stunned. Immediately after, anticipation appeared on their faces, because they knew that Shiyu would definitely be able to resolve this matter. But I just don't know how the latter will solve the problem. Chapter 269 inches 10 fist sword, and 8 sides. After Tokiyu decided to go out, Shigego's murmur came out again from the iron prison. I don't know when I want to kill someone. Hurry up and lock the door and get out of here. However, as Chango's voice fell, Tokiyu 5 did not leave. Contrary, Shiyu came to the door of the cell. Seeing this, Shigego also roared. I said leave me alone, what are you trying to do? Shugego, now Orochimaru is dead. And this secret of the north has also been destroyed, so it's meaningless for you to stay here. Hearing Shiyu's words, Shigego said it. This is better. Let me fend for myself here. It's better than me going out and killing people indiscriminately. As long as you promise to come with us, I'll teach you how to control that power in your body. How? Chongo, who had a gloomy expression at first, roared when he heard Shiyu's words, and a gleam of light appeared in his eyes instantly. That's a ray of hope. Even so, Shigego's tone was full of doubts. Can you teach me to control this power? It's not that Shigego doesn't believe Shiyu, but because this power is too weird. He doesn't know how many years he has tried, but he still hasn't made any progress. The end, he gave up hope and was willing to become Orochimaru's research object. He pinned all his hopes on Orochimaru, hoping that the latter could develop a method or drug to suppress his rampage. But Orochimaru spent many years only researching curse sealing. However, in the process, Shigego also strengthened Kimimaro, because the latter is powerful enough to suppress his rampage. That's what gave him a happy time. But happy times are always short-lived. Kimimaro is seriously ill, and he died fighting to retake Sasuke 2 years ago. Because of this, he returned to the North Secret again. If Shiyu said just now that he could be stopped, he might still believe it a little bit. But when Shiyu opened his mouth, he wanted to help him control this power, but it was undoubtedly a fantasy for him after so many years of failure. Not bad. Seeing Shiyu nodding, Shigego questioned again, what Orochimaru has not done, why do you think you can do it? Do you think you are stronger than the legendary Sannin? Chongwu's voice fell, and before Shiyu could answer, Shuiyu on the side was the first to speak. Chongwu, you may not know something. Actually, Orochimaru died at the hands of Shiyu, and we also saw with our own eyes the strange energy of his master. Hearing this, Chongwu's expression immediately brightened, swept away the previous depression. Really? I can attest to this. Karen rode. I can too. Sasuke echoed, and then said, aren't you good at being able to partially curse sealing? In fact, all of this is due to Shiyu. If it wasn't for his guidance, even if I did, it wouldn't be as easy as it is now. After hearing the words of Sasuke, Suzuki, and Ren, Shigego thinks this matter has enough credibility. Seeing Shigego's heart shaking, Shiyu said again. Because I want to teach Sasuke and others something in the next period of time, I will teach you how to control this power by the way during this period. As for the location, it's right here at the North Secret. If you can control the power in your body by then, just follow us. If not, we will be locked in the iron prison again, and you will treat us as never before. Hearing Shiyu's kind words, Chongo finally couldn't bear it any longer. Good. With this, a voice sounded, and Shigego was seen running out of the iron prison by himself again under the stunned eyes of Sasuke and the others. At this moment, he is extremely excited, and his expression is completely different from before. It is no wonder that he is like this. After all, it is his lifelong wish to be able to control this strange energy in his body. Although Chongwu is not a good person, he really does not want to kill people. After seeing Shiyu and Chongwu in a few words, Shuiyu and the others are also full of admiration. Of course, these words are useless if they are replaced by any one of them, only Shiyu is useful. No way, who said they didn't have the strength of Shiyu? If it wasn't for Shiyu, the two of them wouldn't know what curse sealing was, and there would be no way to solve it. To helping Sasuke to recruit him, the reason why Shiyu persuaded him so well actually had a purpose. That is to accept a sage body, little brother. There are many strong people in the world, but people with this physique are rare. Just after Shigego agreed, the sound of the system finally appeared. Ding! Eagle Team. Recruitment mission completed. Hearing the system's prompt, Shiyu's heart also flashed with joy. But the one thing he wants to do more now is to draw a lottery. After he unlocked the 5th reward, the 5 lottery chances have never been used. Now that this task has been completed, he can finally put his mind on it. Because this time there is no need to hurry. Next, Tokyo glanced at Naruto, Sasuke and Shigego, and then said, "Take a good rest today, and tomorrow I will teach you exactly." Voice fell, and Shiyu's eyes fell on Karen. "Karen, you are familiar with this place, take us to a cleaner place." "Okay, come with me." Karen nodded and led the crowd out of the dungeon. That night, after Shiyu explained to everyone, he went to a separate room. This room is the best one in the North Secret, obviously, Karen did it on purpose. Shiyu was also quite satisfied with this. Bang! When the door was closed, Shiyu immediately called up the lottery interface. At this time, his eyes were full of excitement, he rubbed his hands, and finally clicked the start button. As the lottery frame began to change, Shiyu's heart also beat rapidly. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 10-fist sword. After hearing this prompt from the system, Shiyu's heart suddenly stopped. Not for others, just because of the ability of this 10-fist sword. Effect: those who are stabbed will be permanent. Sealed in the demonic illusion world of drunk dreams, a power that can only be derived from open black lens bracket Mengekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 10-fist sword close black lens bracket is a kind of intangible spiritual weapon. The whole body is transformed by chakra, it is a kind of kusanagi sword. Open black lens bracket 10-fist sword close black lens bracket exist in the pupil technique open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket of the Uchiha clan, and belong to a kind of ability of open black lens bracket Kekkei Genkei close black lens bracket. Only under the condition of complete Susanoo can the appearance of this weapon be fully manifested, and then its sealing power will reach its peak. Orochimaru has a hobby of collecting open black lens bracket kusanagi swords close black lens bracket. He learned about the existence of open black lens bracket 10-fist swords close black lens bracket from historical records, but he has never been able to find it. It turns out that this sword exists in the pupil art of the Uchiha clan. Of this sword, there is no doubt that the 10-fist sword is one of the best weapons against impure world reincarnation. Originally, if Tokyo wanted to obtain the 10-fist sword, he still needed to upgrade the Sharingan to Eternal Mangekyo before he could choose again, but the system is now drawing this ability. After calming down, Shiyu was preparing for the second round of the lottery. At this moment, Shiyu's mind was thinking of another artifact, 8 Gesher. Chapter 270 Poison-Free. Ryachi Cave. Karen visits late at night. Shiyu didn't procrastinate after the idea of 8 Gesser came to his mind. I clicked the lottery button again. As the lottery interface started to turn again, Shiyu's little heart accelerated again. After a few seconds, the sound of the system came again in my mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the poison immunity resistance. Hearing this prompt from the system, Shiyu frowned slightly. If it were any other person in this world, they might not know the meaning of these two words in the first place. But for a high-level game, these two words are too common. Poison immunity, as the name suggests, is immunity to toxins. Immune to all toxins, this ability can actually be said to be very defiant. However, for Shiyu, who has learned medical ninjutsu and has basic sage body, it is a grade lower. Because so far, Shiyu has not encountered a poison that he cannot solve. However, from now on, he no longer has to worry about being accidentally poisoned. With this ability, if you encounter some expensive ninjas, you don't have to be tied down. Just like when he played against open black lens bracket Sasori close black lens bracket last time, Tokyo still took some effort to get rid of toxins secretly. Therefore, he couldn't concentrate on that battle. Since the prize has the ability of poison immunity, is there any other immunity ability? For example, magic-free, material-free, or something. At this moment, Shiyu thought like this. This idea is not groundbreaking. For example, magic illusion only resisted the spiritual attack of demonic illusion, and this kind of thing is not absent in this world. Like the 8-footed realm, immune to all physical attacks. However, I just don't know if this 8-footed realm is durable and can be destroyed. Otherwise, it would be too invincible. Also, I don't know if a divine object like Gudodama, truth-seeking ball, can break the defense of 8 God-seeking ball. Because according to the setting, open black lens bracket Gudodama, truth-seeking ball, close black lens bracket can destroy everything that does not contain open black lens bracket power of 6 paths close black lens bracket. Whether it is a person or a thing. And open black lens bracket magic immunity close black lens bracket means immunity to all open black lens bracket ninjutsu close black lens bracket, just like open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket can absorb all demonic illusion. But as for whether there is, Tokiyu has no way of knowing. But then again, this poison immunity ability is still pretty decent. For Shiyu, it is a icing on the cake ability. After some thoughts, Shiyu started the third round of the lottery draw. This time he took a deep breath as he looked at his hands, like rolling dice before. It seems that I can make my luck better. Next. Shiyu didn't talk nonsense either, and pressed the start button again. Next second. The lottery box was rotated for the third time, and then the sound of the system followed. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Raichi Cave teleportation ticket. The second he heard the system prompt, Shiyu was a little stunned. Yes, it's just a bit ignorant. Open black lens bracket Raichi Cave teleportation ticket close black lens bracket. It is neither an ability, nor a ninjutsu, nor an artifact, etc. Name suggests, he is a teleportation scroll. Directly teleporting to Raichi Cave, this prize was something that you had never thought of. The contract scroll of Raichi Cave from the latter's face assistant, but now it seems that he doesn't need it anymore. Although it is just a teleportation ticket, Shiyu thinks it is not bad, at least there is no need to try to get to Raichi Cave. Because he now has a task in his hand that is related to open black lens bracket Raichi Cave close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Mount Myoboku close black lens bracket has the largest toad for open black lens bracket Iwasu great toad close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Raichi Cave close black lens bracket is no exception. Is also looking forward to meeting him. However, the trip to Raichi Cave will have to wait until things on Sasuke's side are settled. After some thought, Shiyu is preparing to start the fourth round of the lottery. But at this moment, there was a knock on his door. Shiyu frowned slightly, because he was in a state of excitement right now, so being forcibly interrupted like this would inevitably be a little awkward. Creak. The door was slowly opened, revealing a slender figure. It was none other than Karen. Seeing the latter, Shiyu was also slightly taken aback. In order to avoid disturbing others, he waited until late at night to start the lottery. But what he didn't expect was that, so late, a girl from Karen's family came to visit the house to mean something like, "Fuck, this little girl is not here to dedicate herself." Shiyu's mind couldn't help but raise a thought, and then raised his voice and asked. "Karen. It's so late, what's the matter with you?" Hearing the words, Karen looked to the left and right, and after realizing that he hadn't paid attention to it, he said in a low voice. "Can you go in and talk?" Hearing Karen's words, the thought in Shiyu's heart became firmer. Karen's cautious look, it was obvious that he had deliberately waited until this time to find him. The purpose is not to let Sasuke and others know. Is it really so unrestrained? Shiyu thought secretly in his heart, and then nodded. Creeping. The door was slowly closed. Karen wanted to avoid disturbing Sasuke and others. A cautious look, trying not to make too much noise when the door is closed. Deeds and behavior made Shiyu more and more sure of what he was thinking. After the door was closed, Shiyu also asked. "It's okay to talk now." "Then that, I think." "What do you think?" Shiyu asked. "I want to know if you have someone you like." After holding back for a long time, Karen finally wanted to reveal her inner thoughts. She used to be a very bold person. The reason why she seems a little shy now is because she has less contact with Shiyu. But despite this, she still dared to visit in the middle of the night, sharing the same room with Shiyu. Also, this question was asked. Looking at her appearance, she was not afraid of being eaten by Shiyu. In other words, even if she delivered food to Shiyu, it might not be this moment. Even Shiyu had to admire her courage. You must know that in terms of feelings, especially women, they are almost always passive. They hide their emotions in their hearts and wait for the boys to tease them. There are very few girls who can express their hearts directly like Karen. Because once rejected, it would be very humiliating. After all, girls are no better than boys. There are not many girls like Konoha, even Sakura and Ino, they didn't take the initiative like Karen in the beginning. And that's why Karen came to Shiyu's room so late, which made Shiyu a little disappointed. But looking at Karen like this, even if he is now the overlord, the latter won't resist. Looking at Karen's delicate appearance in front of him, Shiyu is wondering whether he should be stronger and take the latter directly. Seeing that Shiyu didn't speak for a long time, Karen hurriedly added. I mean, what kind of girl do you like? Would you believe me if I said something like you? Tokiyu, who was talking, took a few steps closer to Karen, and the two of them were only one step away. Looking at each other, the two of them could feel each other's breathing. At this moment, the atmosphere in the room is extremely delicate. Maybe a war will break out in the next second. Moreover, it is still the kind of crying ghosts and gods. Chapter 271 Do Something. Eternal Mangekyo. Would you believe me if I said something like you? Hearing Shiyu's words, Karen was stunned. When she came back to her senses, she found that Shiyu was so close to herself, and her pretty face immediately became ashamed of Yuhi. Looks like a ripe Yuhi apple is waiting to be picked. I am like this. Almost. Shiyu let out a soft snort, and then said in his ear, however, let's talk about it. You ran into the room in the middle of the night just to ask this. While talking, Shiyu got closer and closer, and when he was about to reach out and put his arms in his arms, an accident happened. I saw Karen took a few steps back shyly, then nodded with clenched teeth, and then said. It's getting late, see you tomorrow. Voice fell, and Karen ran away from Tokiyu's room. Knock, 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 knock. Karen went back to his room and slammed the door shut. At this time, her back was leaning against the door, and the yuhisha on her face had spread from her cheeks to the base of her ears and neck. Seeing how strong Karen's shyness is at this time, I saw her let out a long sigh, and put her jade hand on her chest, feeling the violent beating of her heart. After a while, look of remorse flashed in Karen's eyes, and he muttered to himself. Why did I just run? If I didn't run, would I be with Shiyu now? At this point, Karen is ashamed to say it. At first, she had been strong enough, and she must have considered this situation when she chose to go in the middle of the night. She thought she was ready, but now she seems to be holding back. Even if her character is bold, it obviously takes a process to achieve that step. After all, she only knew Shiyu for 3 days. Although she was her savior, it was too reserved to give herself over to a man within 3 days. Moreover, she didn't know what Shiyu would do to her in case the latter didn't like such a casual girl. If so, it would be more than worth the loss. Combining various reasons, she chose to leave. If Shiyu is really interested in her, she is not in a hurry, and a long-term relationship must be stronger than a one-night stand. And when Karen was full of thoughts, Shiyu was depressed. I saw that his eyes were still looking at the open door. After half a sound, Shiyu also sighed heavily and said, Oh, what are you doing? My lord, I have to take off my pants, come out for me. Having said that, Shiyu was not too disappointed. Because from Karen's behavior just now, he can basically determine the latter's thoughts towards him, and adding his previous rhetoric, made the latter fall in love with him even more. It is estimated that it will not be long before the latter is expected to be delivered to the door again. At that time, everything will be settled, and Shiyu will not need to be rhetoric. Even if Karen wants to run then, Tokiyu won't give her a chance. As for the reason why he didn't stop him this time, it was to give Karen a chance to breathe. Make your image taller. Otherwise, even if there are Sasuke, Naruto and Suzuki resting in the room next to him, he is not afraid. Because he can directly bring Karen to the different space of Kamui to do things. If he was worried about being bumped into by chance than Kakashi and Obito, he had a better plan. That is, directly use the Hiraishin technique to bring people home. Thinking of this, Shiyu also thought of one thing. Konoha's bunch of small apples have grown into green apples now, and those original green apples are all ripe. 2 flavors, and still different. It seems that we have to find an opportunity to harvest a wave. After temporarily suppressing the thought in his mind, Shiyu slowly closed the door. Immediately after, Shiyu's attention returned to the lottery. There is no unnecessary nonsense, the system's lottery interface was summoned by him again. Looking at the 2 value displayed on it, Shiyu knew that he had 2 more chances to draw. Call. Let out a sigh of relief, and Shiyu reached out and clicked the start button. With the rotation of the lottery frame, Shiyu's mind completely returned to this. Next second, the things fixed in the lottery frame made the Shiyu's expression suddenly startled, and the whole person almost jumped up. At the same time, the sound of the system also sounded. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan upgrade coupon. Of the system prompt sound is undoubtedly telling Shiyu that this is not a dream. After 2 years, he finally got this prize. If you have the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan before, you don't need to use the power of the tail beast. Moreover, it can't be maintained for a long time. It's not because Shiyu's strength is not good, nor is it because Shiyu's chakra is not enough. It's the lack of blood power. But now it's different. With this Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan upgrade ticket, he can maintain complete Susanoo for a long time. Obviously, this thing will replenish the bloodline power. As for how long Shiyu can last, he may have to wait until his chakra is completely exhausted. This result is undoubtedly exciting. In addition, there is exciting news. Once Tokiha used the open black lens bracket Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan upgrade ticket close black lens bracket, then he can choose another open black lens bracket hyper technique close black lens bracket, and one ability from open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket. Root of Shiyu's excitement. Shiyu didn't hesitate, and directly used the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan upgrade coupon. Ding! Congratulations to the host Sharingan for successfully evolving and obtaining Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Ding! Please choose an ability for the host. Open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Kotoamatsukami close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Kamui close black lens bracket. Underscore 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 underscore. What Shiyu didn't expect was that there was still another chance to choose. Although the conditions are extremely harsh, Rinnegan, it is not impossible for Shiyu here. Today's Shiyu has Hashirama Cell, which is equivalent to that he can create Asura Chakra. So now, what he is missing is something that can make Indra Chakra. After thinking about it, Tokiyu thought of Sasuke. Because Sasuke is the reincarnation of Indra today, his chakra is undoubtedly the connotation of the former characteristics. But things will really go so smoothly. Shiyu doesn't know everything. Only after you try it will you know. Chapter 272 Rinnegan. Eye of the Moon. The ultimate form. To evolve open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket, Tokiyu has already decided. If possible, take some blood while teaching Sasuke. Of course, it is also possible for him to ask for it directly. But which method to choose depends on the situation. Anyway, Indra Chakra, he has to decide. Rinnegan can be awakened. Shiyu has no idea. You must know that Madara bit a piece of meat from Hashirama, but after training and transplanting it, he didn't wake up the first time. But after a long period of time, Madara was old and dying at that time, and he was obviously unable to complete the Eye of the Moon plan at this time. Why he planned such a big conspiracy to bring himself back to life. Open black lens bracket Madara close black lens bracket The reason why he woke up open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket in old age is not because he is not talented enough, nor because he doesn't know how to do it. It's because of the lack of blood power. Indra founded the Uchiha clan, and it has been a long time since it spread to Madara. Even though open black lens bracket Madara close black lens bracket is the reincarnation of open black lens bracket Indra close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket blood power close black lens bracket is already very weak, which is why he goes blind by overusing open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. Therefore, Madara achieves qualitative change with the same amount of change. It is to use time to strengthen blood power until a certain moment when blood power is enough, it will awaken. This point of view can refer to open black lens bracket 6 paths immortal close black lens bracket get open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket. At that time open black lens bracket 6 paths immortal close black lens bracket after the death of his younger brother open black lens bracket Hagoromo close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket evolved directly into open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket, not open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. This is because of the strength of the bloodline power that 6 paths immortal directly cross the middle process of Mangekyo Sharingan. He used the open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket in the battle with open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya close black lens bracket, which means that he has mastered the ability of open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. Then open black lens bracket Indra close black lens bracket has only half the bloodline of open black lens bracket 6 paths immortal close black lens bracket, although he can't awaken open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket, but can open black lens bracket complete Susanoo close black lens bracket with open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. All the factors together, it is enough to explain that the awakening of Rinnegan depends on the power of bloodline. Be precise, it is the bloodline of the open black lens bracket Otsutsuki clan close black lens bracket. After some thoughts, Shiyu also stopped thinking about these, and his eyes returned to the 6 options again. Open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Koto Amatsukami close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Kamui close black lens bracket open black lens bracket added life of the earth close black lens bracket open black lens bracket close black lens bracket. After a short thought, Tokiyu had a result in his heart. Although open black lens bracket close Kamui close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket lifetime Koto Amatsukami close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket Tokiha want all, but he can only choose one. So, now he has to make a choice. After some weighing, Shiyu finally chose open black lens bracket adding earth life close black lens bracket. The reason is very simple. He has obtained the pupil technique open black lens bracket sky close black lens bracket, and open black lens bracket adding earth life close black lens bracket is used in conjunction with open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket. In this way, he can control open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket. For example, shape change, gathering with ninjutsu, active extinguishing, etc. As Shiyu nodded, the sound of the system also sounded. Ding! The ability selection is complete. Please select the eyes to be injected into the host. Open black lens bracket left eye close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket right eye close black lens bracket. Because of the open black lens bracket left eye close black lens bracket injected by Shiyu last time open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket, this time he chose open black lens bracket right eye close black lens bracket. In this way, the two abilities can be seamlessly combined. However, after the pupil ability of Add Earth Life is injected, the system's voice sounded again. Ding! The ability injection is complete. Please choose the desired weapon of open black lens bracket Susano close black lens bracket. With the sound of the system sound, 7 options appear on the interface. Flowering Star Meteorite Sword, additional skill. Tengai Shinsei, Heavenly Obstacle Quaking Star, conditions of use. Complete Susano 10-Fist Sword, additional skill. Sealing Power, Yata Mirror, incidental skills. Ignore all physical attacks Rasenshuriken, additional skills. Kamui Shuriken, conditions of use. Eyes Kamui and full body sequel Nengu, Spiral Sword, additional skills. Shikuden, Scorch Style, Fire Dance Whirlwind, 6 Paths Bow, incidental skill. Indra's Arrow use conditions. 6 Paths Mode Susano, tips. You can choose again after you evolve into Rinnegan. Looking at the last tip, Shiyu is not too big this time. Of astonishment. Because this is what he expected. It was like this when he awakened open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket last time, and the two were almost synchronized. Meteorite Sword of Streaming Star, Shiyu already owns this weapon. Therefore, this time Shiyu's eyes fell on several other weapons. Since he only has one eye open black lens bracket Kamui close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket Rasenshuriken close black lens bracket is not considered for the time being. Because even if he used complete Susano, he couldn't use that. The accompanying skill Kamui Shuriken, this skill requires eyes to release Kamui at the same time. Open black lens bracket Spiral Sword close black lens bracket is a spiral-shaped sword. Its attached ability is a kind of open black lens bracket Shikuden, Scorch Style close black lens bracket, and this open black lens bracket Blood Limit close black lens bracket Shiyu is already a master. So, don't think about it for now. Next. Shiyu's eyes fell on the last three weapons. Open black lens bracket 10-Fist Sword close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 8 touches border close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket 6 paths bow close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 10-Fist Sword close black lens bracket. Shiyu has already drawn it in the first round of the lottery. Then there are only open black lens bracket Yadargigi close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket 6 paths bow close black lens bracket, but the skill attached to the latter is open black lens bracket Indra's Arrow close black lens bracket but it needs open black lens bracket 6 paths mode Susano close black lens bracket to release. However, the effect of Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan has no requirements. Compared with the two, Shiyu chose Yatagaraji. Ding! Congratulations to the host Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan for perfecting it. With the sound of the system's prompt, Shiyu's face also showed a strong look of joy. Now his open black lens bracket Susano close black lens bracket has 3 weapons. They are open black lens bracket Luguang Star Meteor Saber close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 10-Fist Sword close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 8 sides close black lens bracket. The ability of open black lens bracket Luguangxing Meteor Saber close black lens bracket is the main attack. Open black lens bracket 10-Fist Sword close black lens bracket Fist Sword, as for sealing, and Yajurjing is the main defense. The 3 abilities of the 3 weapons are very average, which is exactly what Shiyu wants. There is no doubt that the current Shiyu's Susano is undoubtedly the strongest. His Susano was already when he obtained Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Reached its peak. If you want to go further, you must obtain the open black lens bracket power of 10 tails close black lens bracket. Time, open black lens bracket Susano close black lens bracket can reach the ultimate form open black lens bracket 6 paths mode Susano close black lens bracket. After a while, mind was removed from the Eternal Mangekyo. Tokiyu couldn't wait to start the 5th round of the lottery. There is a prize in front of you, all of which are tricky. I don't know what good things will be drawn in this last round. In this regard, Shiyu is quite looking forward to it. After a lot of preparation, the 5th round of the lottery finally began. As the lottery frame began to rotate, Shiyu's expression became more and more excited, and his eyes were fixed on the lottery interface. Obviously, he wants to know the result as soon as possible. Chapter 273 Byakugan. Clean eyes. Tensegan. The Secret of the North, in a room. Shiyu stared intently at the lottery interface, and the rotating frame had slowed down at this moment. Next second, it was finally fixed. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining Byakugan. With the sound of the system, Shiyu's expression suddenly froze. At this moment, he is extremely excited. Not for anything else, but for this prize. Open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket, one of the three major open black lens bracket pupilism close black lens bracket in the Hokage world. It is said that open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket, S ability is above open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket, but in Hokage, S plot has not been confirmed. Therefore, there is no way to verify it. Byakugan has extremely strong reconnaissance and auxiliary capabilities, and has a 360-degree perspective, which can see the flow of chakra in the surrounding environment, insight eye. In addition, it has the telephoto eye, that can see into the distance and the perspective eye, that can see through objects, and can also see the other party's meridians, nerves and acupuncture points. Using chakra to multiply the power of the eyes can see things within a radius of 1 kilometer, and its insight surpasses Sharingan. When using open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket, the whole eye turns blue-white, the veins around the eyes burst out, and the pupil appears, but the inside is still white. Open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket can enhance one's own ability, can release chakra through the hands, feet, and some organs of the mouth, and can release chakra from all acupuncture points in the body. For example, open black lens bracket 8 trigrams palms revolving heaven close black lens bracket, a ninjutsu with a strong defense that releases the chakra of the whole body. It is impossible to do without open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Hyuga family close black lens bracket was not developed at all, such as, using pupil power to exude huge coercion. This trick only Otsutsuki Kagaya can do. Through open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket, it emits a huge coercion, which directly shocks the surrounding people to a state of fainting, and can cause substantial damage to the space. This ability should not be the ability of ordinary open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket, because open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya close black lens bracket once said to open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hamura close black lens bracket when he released this move, your open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket is not enough to resist my open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket. That means her Byakugan has reached extremely high purity, and it is estimated that she is approaching the next form. As for open black lens bracket Yomatsu Hirasaka close black lens bracket, one of the magical skills of open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya close black lens bracket, it is necessary to possess 3 major pupil techniques at the same time. That is, Sharingan, Byakugan, and Rinnegan. And Yomatsu Hirasaka is a kind of ultimate time and space ninjutsu that can create your own, different space. This divine skill is undoubtedly what Shiyu wants. The perfect fusion of Sharingan and Rinnegan can create the ultimate pupil skill, Reincarnation Sharingan. And open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Kagaya close black lens bracket, SI is on the forehead, but Shiyu obviously doesn't want that. Because he is so ugly. If the eyes have evolved into open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket, then open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket. If you can't use all 3 pupil techniques at the same time, you can't use open black lens bracket Yomatsu Hirasaka close black lens bracket. Could it be that Shiyu wants one eye to be Reincarnation Sharingan, but it is indeed a good way to have Byakugan not? However, Shiyu has a bolder idea. Open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket is not the final form of open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket evolution. There is no evolutionary relationship between the 2 pupil techniques. But the connection is undeniable. Because these two kinds of pupilism can be fused to create Tomo Rinnegan and the final form reincarnation Sharingan. In fact, it can be seen from here that the two kinds of pupilism are both born out of reincarnation Sharingan. Sharingan, the top of evolution, is eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, which is officially stated. As for open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket. As long as you have pure open black lens bracket Otsutsuki bloodline close black lens bracket, coupled with specific conditions and enough talent, it can be opened. This is from the ability root of Sharingan and Rinnegan the same, and if you switch to use it, you can know that there is no evolutionary relationship between the two. But what is certain is that both are possible. So, this led to use bold idea. Since open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket can be fused, then is it possible to add a open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket? I have to say, this idea should not be too bold. First of all, it is extremely difficult to have three pupil techniques, let alone fusion. In short, there is no precedent for this matter. Of course, there may be some in the Otsutsuki clan on the alien planet. As for what kind of ultimate pupil technique the three fusions will create, no one knows. Of course, this is just Tokiyu's guess. That's it. Whether it is feasible or not is still unknown. Although Shiyu does not have Rinnegan now, he wants to try to integrate Sharingan and Byakugan. Sharingan has the evolution of Mangekyo Sharingan and Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Direction: open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket. Naturally there is also. And the next form of open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket is open black lens bracket clear eye close black lens bracket. The color inside the pupil of open black lens bracket clear eye close black lens bracket is not white, it will be purple, blue, yellow, etc. Moreover, the user's eyes will not have blue veins popping out. Open black lens bracket clear eye close black lens bracket have the ability to penetrate space and perceive spatial fluctuations. As for other abilities, it is not known yet. Since open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket overuses will not cause blindness, there is no such thing as open black lens bracket eternal purification eye close black lens bracket. But open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket fuse the eyes of the same clan to strengthen, can create a higher purity open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket, stronger ability. The final form of Byakugan is Tenseigan, which can be awakened by this method. To put it bluntly, it is the superposition of blood power. Tenseigan created by this method is the most stable, but the cost is also the highest. But the Tenseigan created by this method is just a huge eyeball, which cannot be transplanted into the human body, and can only be used as a special weapon. In addition to this method, another method is to gather the two blood vessels left by open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hamura close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 6 paths immortal Otsutsuki Hagoromo close black lens bracket. The bloodline left behind is open black lens bracket Indra close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Asura close black lens bracket, and combining the bloodline of the two clans can create open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket. And his younger brother open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Hamura close black lens bracket only took one bloodline with him when he went to the moon, and the other was left on Earth. This is the current open black lens bracket Hyuga clan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Shirin close black lens bracket is the fusion of open black lens bracket Hyuga Hanabi close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket to create open black lens bracket Tenseigan close black lens bracket. Of open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket, it is to fuse the pure open black lens bracket blood power close black lens bracket of the two races. Originally open black lens bracket Otsutsuki Shirin close black lens bracket was intended to merge open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket of open black lens bracket Hanada close black lens bracket. But because he fell in love with open black lens bracket Hinata close black lens bracket, he chose her younger sister open black lens bracket Hyuga Hanabi close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Tensagen close black lens bracket, a pupil technique that can rival open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket evolution is the pattern change of eye pupil, while open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket evolution is color change. The known clear eye has 3 colors of pupils, purple, yellow and blue. And Tensagen is based on clear eye, the color of the pupil changes to black, and the original color is on the white of the eye. Appears, making the whole eye appear purple-white, yellow-white, blue-white, etc. After all kinds of thoughts flashed through his mind, Shiyu calmed down. Now he has just obtained Byakugan and the evolution will be discussed later. Get back to Konoha, get some blood from Hinata and culture it to see if it works. Immediately after, Shiyu directly used the Byakugan in the inventory. Ding! Congratulations to the host master pupil Byakugan. As the sound of the system sounded, Shiyu's mind also showed how to activate Byakugan. After enlightenment. When Shiyu thought about it, he saw that the originally dark pupils instantly turned from black to white, and Kakuzu's eyes had blue veins bursting out. No doubt that Shiyu has turned on open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket. At this moment, everything around is not a secret in Shiyu's eyes. He could clearly see what Sasuke, Karen and others were doing. Sasuke, Naruto, and Suzuki were sleeping soundly. Only Shigego and Karen haven't fallen asleep yet. Shigego is obviously wondering if what Tokyo said is true or not, and whether he can let the original power of his master's curse mark on Karen. He is tossing and turning on the bed, unable to fall asleep. No surprises if so. The reason for her insomnia must have something to do with the conversation with Shiyu just now. This is one of the abilities of open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket perspective eye close black lens bracket. After having open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket, Shiyu's ability has been perfected again, which is undoubtedly a higher level. Now, even if someone silently hides in any corner, he can't escape his eyes. At this moment, Shiyu couldn't help sighing softly. Oh, what a pity. The reason why Shiyu sighed was because the perspective eye was so powerful that it directly penetrated the meridians of the human body. This ability can be peeping, yes, but it is impossible to appreciate the body. After a while, Shiyu retracted his gaze in satisfaction, reached out and touched the bulging veins at the corners of his eyes, and then looked in the mirror. It's really ugly. Is understandable. The first form of open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket is true. It will reduce a person's appearance. In this regard, Shiyu wants to evolve open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket to the next form as soon as possible. Chapter 274 Shikatsu Forest. Slug Fairy. Closing Byakugan, Shiyu is no longer fiddling. I went straight to the bed and didn't think about anything else, and soon fell into sleep. After nearly half a trip, I finally settled down today. It's been about 10 days since they set off from Konoha to this North Secret, and they basically didn't stay for too long in between. However, they are expected to be here for a while from tomorrow. Good that Shiyu can develop a relationship with Karen in these days. After all, he doesn't go with Sasuke and others. The next day, with Sasuke and others, the real teaching begins. But since the morning, Karen's admiring eyes became more and more obvious. Sasuke and the others were not surprised by this. Shiyu is so good, it's normal for Karen to like him. Moreover, the former is also the savior of the latter. Shiyu first has to teach Shigego, because he belongs to the sage body, and it is easy to absorb natural energy and fall into a rampage. It's not like Shiyu has to stop him every time. First of all, Shiyu briefly repeated to me the natural energy thing that happened yesterday with the four of Sasuke 4. Let the latter know what the inexplicable power that appears in his body is. After hearing what Shiyu said, the doubts that had troubled Shigego for many years were finally answered. It turns out that this strange thing is natural energy. After learning about Shigego's situation and the matter of natural energy, Naruto asked, Shiyu, does Chango have a special physique? Naruto's question is actually known to Sasuke and others. If it wasn't for Shigego's special physique, it would be impossible to actively absorb natural energy. But although they knew, they didn't know what kind of physique this was. So, after Naruto raised this question, they were also very curious. This kind of constitution is extremely rare, commonly known as open black lens bracket sage body close black lens bracket. Sage body. Sasuke and the others all exclaimed in surprise. Shiyu nodded and then said, because natural energy is called sage art chakra, this physique is called sage body. As far as I know, such a physique has also appeared in the ninja world. Who is it? Naruto rode. You must have heard of this person. After all, he is recognized as the god of ninjas. Hearing Tokyu's words, Sasuke was the first to answer. You mean original Hokage? Sasuke still has some doubts between the words, the name of the god of ninjas, but he has never heard of rumors about the first Hokage runaway. If the first generation also has a physique that looks like I have a crush on me, it will definitely go berserk. Even if you learn how to control this so-called sage body later, it is inevitable in the early stage. But Sasuke thought of another possibility. Maybe after becoming Hokage, those dark spots in the past were erased. Not bad. After getting Shiyu's confirmation, everyone smacked their tongues. They obviously did not expect that the once strongest man in the ninja world would have this kind of physique, which is undoubtedly a shocking secret. Why do you think the first Hokage is so strong, and one person can subdue 9-tailed beasts? In addition to Mokuden wood style having a certain restraint on the tailed beast, it is because he is strong enough. Also, when the first Hokage was alive, the ninja world was so peaceful and stable. But not long after he was buried, the war was started again. Why is this? It's not because of the fear of this ninja god. After hearing what Tokyu said, Sasuke was the first to ask questions. Shiyu, how did you know this? Hearing this, Shiyu replied indifferently and asked, yesterday you didn't ask me if there are other sage modes in this world. I answered yes. And that's how I know it. When Naruto and I were learning spirituality with Jiraiya, we knew the place Mount Myoboku. Later, I learned from the latter that there are 3 holy places in this world where there are 3 psychic beasts. They are open black lens bracket Mount Myoboku close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket Raichi Cave close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Shikatsu Forest close black lens bracket. Mount Myoboku's psychic beasts are toads, Raichi Cave are snakes, and Shikatsu Forest are slugs. These 3 psychic beasts are not as ferocious and domineering as you think, but why can they become holy places? What? That's because these 3 holy places master a kind of method, a powerful method. That's Senpo, sage art. After hearing what Shiyu said, Naruto touched his head, puzzled. Time feather. We said it wasn't open black lens bracket sage mode close black lens bracket. How come it became open black lens bracket Senpo, sage art close black lens bracket? Naruto's doubts fell, and he didn't wait for Shiyu to answer. Shueyu is the first to say, they are not human, of course they can't be called sage mode. Ah, if you want to call it, it's also called fairy clam mode. What is fairy snake mode? For Shueyu's random naming, Naruto even nodded, with a look of agreement. But really speaking, what Shueyu said is not unreasonable. But there is also something wrong, just like the white fairy of Raichi Cave can already transform into a human form. Then, Sasuke asked again. Shiyu, what does this first Hokage have to do with it? When I was learning to summon Shikatsu Forest psychic beasts with Grandma Tsunade, I heard her mention that first Hokage had signed a contract with Shikatsu Forest and then it was passed on to her. Later, the Shikatsu forest psychic beast found out that I was also a sage body, and talked to me about the first Hokage. When Tokiha and Tsunade learned to summon Slug, Tsunade was taken aback. Because open black lens bracket Shikatsu forest close black lens bracket only has one open black lens bracket Slug close black lens bracket, Tsunade is usually only a part of the former. Even in the Fourth Ninja World War, Tsunade and Sakura joined forces, but they only summoned the Slug body, 1/10 of 10%. But when Shiyu made his move, he was shocked, and directly summoned the body of Slug. That is, Slug Immortal. Not to mention Tsunade was dumbfounded at that time, even Slug Immortal was dumbfounded. Because since she signed a contract with a human being, there has never been a human being able to summon her body. Even first Hokage, maybe Six Paths Immortal can, but he doesn't seem to have contracted any psychic beasts. But Shiyu did it, and this could not surprise him, that's why. She will compare Shiyu with the original Hokage, after all, the latter is the best ninja she has seen besides Shiyu. After this incident, Tsunade fell in love with Tokiha even more. Tsunade also had an agreement with Shiyu, and when she is not Hokage, the two will go to open black lens bracket Shikatsu forest close black lens bracket for a walk together. This event made Tashiyu quite look forward to it. Because then it must be their two-person world. Chapter 275 Sage Body. Mantra and Natural Energy. After hearing Tokiyu tell about the three holy places, Sasuke 5-5 got an amazing news from it. They didn't expect that Shiyu was actually a open black lens bracket sage body close black lens bracket. When everyone was in shock, Shiyu's voice sounded slowly. Changwu, it's time to teach you how to control this power. Before I teach, I have to explain to you what the sage body is all about. This will help you become a better master. Good. Changwu was stunned for a moment, then nodded heavily. Open black lens bracket sage body close black lens bracket is a kind of constitution that will actively absorb the energy in nature. Ordinary people will die if they absorb too much natural energy and don't have the master's balance method. However, fortunately, sage body basically does not have this risk, or the risk is extremely low. Because this physique can adapt to natural energy under normal circumstances, it will only fall into a rampage. As long as the energy in the body is squandered, it can return to normal. Hearing Shiyu's words, Shigego also understands the reason why he has been so violent for so many years, but he is still safe. Okay, let's start practicing now. Hearing Shiyu's words, Naruto said. Shiyu, can we learn? Yes. Shiyu nodded, and then said, however, I am teaching Changwu's physique. Just let him learn to control the flow of natural energy, so that he will not fall into a rampage due to the accumulation of too much natural energy in the body. As for Sage Mode, it's not that easy to learn. Of course. If you are bored, you can also try to perceive the natural energy between heaven and earth. This is the premise of learning Sage Mode. Remember, if you feel it, you can just exit the meditation. Shiyu felt that if anyone between them could perceive it, it would not be too late to teach them how to condense open black lens bracket Sage Art Chakra close black lens bracket to enter open black lens bracket Sage Mode close black lens bracket. Otherwise, everything is in vain. As Shiyu's words fell, Naruto nodded excitedly. Immediately after, Shiyu made Changwu sit cross-legged on the ground, closing his eyes to perceive that natural energy between heaven and earth. And Naruto, Sasuke, Suzuki and Karen 4 also followed suit. Obviously, they want to try it too. Since Shigego is a sage body type, he has a natural affinity for natural energy and he quickly senses it. Then Shiyu sect allowed Changwu to integrate with nature, maintaining a dynamic balance, allowing natural energy to flow freely in the body and the outside world, forming a great circle around the sky. In this process, when that natural energy inhaled too much, Shigego began to mutate, and the body slowly began to change. At that time, Shiyu will take action to absorb part of that natural energy, and Shigego will fall into a delicate balance again. Just let him feel like a master. Everyone understands a lot of explanations, but whether or not he can learn it depends on his talent. Shigego was already trying to get closer to that kind of delicate balance, but Naruto, Suzuki, and Karen 3 didn't move at all. Soon, Suzuki and Karen gave up. Because they had been in meditation for several hours, Mao didn't even feel it, let alone the mysterious natural energy. Karen was originally a sentient ninja. If he took the time, he might be able to learn something. But now, her mind is full of Shiyu's figure, and she can't calm down at all. Therefore, I simply retreated. At this time, Karen and Suzuki's eyes swept over Shigego, Naruto and Sasuke, and finally locked on Shigego. Because Naruto and Sasuke didn't change much, but Shigego changed from time to time. The curse mark spreads for a while, and the curse mark fades for a while. When the curse mark is about to cover the whole body, Shiyu will take action to make him maintain his balance again, and so on and so forth. In the third hour of meditation. After a while, Sasuke finally had a change in his body. The curse seal of heaven on his neck began to move slightly, but it was quite weak. Moreover, this is not his initiative to release the curse seal power. Then the curse seal power was affected by the natural energy involuntarily and wanted to actively release it, which resonated. Because curse seal power is a weakened version of natural energy. But that's all. Although Sasuke vaguely felt a little bit of it, he still couldn't grasp this power. He was able to make such rapid progress, not because of his excellent talent, but because of the effect of the curse seal of heaven. He has had some contact with natural energy, who has performed curse sealing, and now it is naturally more effective to perceive it. This is the reason why Shiyu had the ability to help Sasuke erase the curse seal of heaven but did not take action. Another half hour passed. Said after he withdrew from the meditation. Time feather. Although I can vaguely feel the existence of this power, I still can't grasp it. Why is this? That's because this energy resonates with the curse mark on your neck, not what you perceive yourself. Spell mark. Sasuke murmured. Not bad. Shiyu nodded and continued. Actually, I have the ability to remove the curse seal power from your body. The reason why I didn't do it was that I wanted to feel this power. This curse seal can help you better perceive that natural ability. When you really perceive it, it will not be too late for me to remove it for you. Ah, I see. Sasuke nodded heavily, his eyes full of gratitude. Just when Sasuke was about to enter the settlement again, it was planned by Tokyo. Sasuke, perception of natural energy shouldn't be rushed. And, at the moment you have other training. Other training. Sasuke muttered, and then said, what do you mean? Seeing Shiyu nodded, Sasuke's face immediately showed a touch of excitement. Shueyu and Karen don't know, but he knows it. Yu wants to teach him open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket, and if you want to master the ninjutsu, you must awaken open black lens bracket Mengekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. As for how to awaken Sasuke, I definitely don't know. At this moment, Suzuki and Karen are confused. Obviously they don't know what the training Tokyo and Sasuke said just now. However, at this moment, Naruto will appear on his body. A little change. The palms began to harden slowly, and some Madara patterns appeared on the face, as if they were about to turn into stones. Seeing this, Shueyu said in shock. Look, what happened to that guy Naruto? Oh, what an impatient fellow. Shiyu let out a sullen sound, and hurriedly put his hand on Naruto's body, sucking out that natural energy in his body. Immediately after, Naruto was awakened by Shiyu, and the latter was quite puzzled about this. Shiyu, I have already sensed the energy you mentioned. I know. Shiyu was also a little stunned between the words. He did not expect that Naruto could sense natural energy in such a short time by himself. However, in Shiyu's view, In addition to Naruto's own potential, part of the reason is due to Shigego. Because of the constant flow of this energy around me, as long as people who are born with a certain affinity for natural energy spend a certain amount of time, they must be able to perceive it. It's like Sasuke has the support of Curse Seal. And Naruto is relying on himself, or he is the blood of Asura. Although there is no awakening, sage body, it has a certain sensitivity to natural energy. So, he can perceive it in such a short time. Chapter 276 Tsukuyomi. Amaterasu. Mangekyo. Shiyu, I have already sensed the energy you mentioned. I know. Hearing Shiyu's answer, Naruto was puzzled. You know why you wake me up. If I didn't wake you up, you'd probably be turned into a stone by now. Shiyu gave a lesson. Turned into stone. Hearing Naruto's question, Sasuke, Suzuki and Karen all nodded in unison. Seeing this, Naruto was even more puzzled. Shiyu, what's going on? I told you to try to perceive, but I didn't ask you to absorb without brains. Shiyu reprimanded and continued. Didn't I warn you before? People who are not sage body and don't know how to balance will die if they absorb too much natural energy. But I didn't notice anything wrong. Naruto asked. It's too late when you find out. I'm sorry. Hearing the words, Naruto quickly apologized and humbly admitted his mistake. Seeing this, Shiyu said, Naruto, since you can already perceive natural energy, then I will now tell you how to condense open black lens bracket sage art chakra close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket sage art chakra close black lens bracket. Naruto muttered, and then said, isn't sage art chakra not natural energy? Not all. Shiyu replied and immediately said, the chakra produced by our body has two kinds of condensed energy. Mental energy and physical energy, and sage art chakra has three kinds of energy condensed. And this third energy is this natural energy. Only by combining these three energies perfectly can a stronger chakra be formed. This practice is quite difficult. Are you ready? Naruto nodded heavily, his face full of excitement. Seeing this, Shueyu and Karen didn't think that among the four of them, Naruto, the dumb guy, was the most talented. Although this result made Shueyu a little uncomfortable, it can only be accepted. Naruto, when you're ready, start training with Shigego. Shiyu, that. Seeing Naruto faltering, Tokiyu said. If you have something to say, don't be so awkward. Oh. Naruto responded lightly, and then said, I just don't quite understand, what did you mean just now? As soon as Naruto said this, Shueyu couldn't help but burst into laughter. Shiyu's explanation just now wasn't difficult to understand, they all understood anyway. Even Karen covered her mouth and smiled. At this moment, she seemed to know why Naruto looked like a jerk. And Sasuke is used to it. However, he even gave Naruto an example that he could understand. Let's make an analogy. It's like beef-flavored ramen, adding spicy and refreshing, spicy flavor, wouldn't it become a more delicious, spicy beef ramen? I have to say that Sasuke's example is quite good. In this way, Naruto must be able to. Sure enough, Naruto clapped both hands and said, ah, so that's what it is. Seeing this scene, Shueyu and Karen were shocked. I can't understand this serious explanation. And I have to be gimmicky to understand the Akatsuki principle. This kind of person is really rare. Okay, now that you understand, let's start. Naruto, you are practicing beside Shigego, which will help you perceive that natural energy faster. Remember, if you want to learn Rasenshuriken, you must pass this level first. Otherwise, I can only teach you a weakened version. Why is this? Naruto asked again. Wait until you learn Sage Mode. Oh. Naruto nodded and sat down beside Chongo. Call. After taking a deep breath, he entered the state of meditation again. Seeing this, Shiyu's eyes fell on Karen and Shueyu. If you two feel bored, go for a walk elsewhere. Hearing this, Karen stared straight at Shiyu, and then said something mysteriously. "It's getting late, I'll cook you food." Words fell, Karen trotted to think about the North secret. Seeing this, Shueyu and Sasuke were dumbfounded. Because they had never seen Karen like this, it was the first time that they would willingly cook food for them. The astonished two looked at Shiyu. They knew that this time it was definitely due to Shiyu's light. Looking at the distant Karen, Shueyu said, "Then I'm going to practice knives." Not long after Shueyu got the decapitation sword, this thing was a bit heavy, and he made it uncomfortable. As Karen and Suzuki left, Tokiyu's eyes fell on Sasuke. "Let's change places." Voice fell, and Shiyu cast the shadow clone technique. Bang! As a white smoke drifted past, a figure appeared in Sasuke's eyes. Immediately after, Tokiyu took Sasuke out of here, leaving behind a shadow clone to take care of Naruto and Shigego. Tokiyu brought Sasuke to a place not far from shadow clone and stopped, then said, "That's it." Sasuke obviously doesn't make sense for the place Tokiyu chooses. Shiyu's eyes fell on Sasuke, and he spoke slowly. "I know you want to beat Itachi. But if you want to defeat him, you must have equal or even higher pupil power. Otherwise, you will never be his opponent. You also know that Itachi has Mangekyo Sharingan. I will briefly explain some of Mangekyo's abilities to you now." Hearing this, Sasuke's expression became more focused. After a person awakens Mangekyo Sharingan, he will automatically understand a kind of ninjutsu, which is the Susanoo I said a few days ago. Open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket. Sasuke murmured, and finally knew the name of that ninjutsu. Not bad. But strictly speaking, it is not ninjutsu, because if you want to stabilize that kind of huge chakra, you need the cooperation of pupil power. It can be said that it is a combination of pupil and ninjutsu. Besides this technique, each Mangekyo Sharingan has at least one unique ability. Tokiyu has laid the groundwork here, and Sasuke will not be surprised if he sees Tokiyu possessing more than two abilities in the future. Unique ability. Sasuke exclaimed in surprise. Shiyu nodded and continued. "Remember that 2 years ago you and Kakashi-sensei got caught in Itachi's demonic illusion, and that trick was the Mangekyo Sharingan pupil technique. Named open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket. It's a demonic illusion, a very strong demonic illusion. What about his other eye?" Sasuke asked again. If he wanted to defeat Itachi, he naturally wanted to know more about his strength. Knowing yourself and knowing the enemy can make you win by surprise. Itachi's other eye's ability should be, open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket. That is a kind of black flame that never goes out. It will disappear only when the target is burnt out. It is the strongest flame in the world today. Chapter 277 Mirror Flower Water Moon. The Weasel God is coming. From Tokiha's words, Sasuke also learned the ability of Itachi Mangekyo Sharingan. But what makes me puzzled is, how could Tokiyu know about Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan ability like the back of the hand? Sasuke asked directly. Shiyu, is this news reliable? Can't be wrong. Shiyu affirmed, and then said, these are what I have seen with my own eyes and heard with my own ears. Gaara was captured by the Akatsuki organization not long ago, and we met with Itachi when we went to the Kingdom of Rivers to rescue. From his conversation with Kakashi-sensei, I learned that the demonic illusion you were in was named open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket, and it was the ability of his open black lens bracket left eye Mangekyo close black lens bracket. As for the power of the right eye, it was in a small town tavern 2 years ago. At that time, after you got hit with open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket, Itachi and his teammates open black lens bracket Kisame Hoshigaki close black lens bracket were trapped in the esophagus of open black lens bracket Iwasu big toad close black lens bracket. But in the end, the two of them escaped. After they broke through the esophagus of Iwasu big toad and escaped, there were clusters of black flames left on the spot. So it is. Sasuke was stunned between the words, but then another question came to his mind. By the way, then how do you know that the black flame is the ability of Itachi's other, Mangekyo Sharingan? It's no wonder that Sasuke is so curious about what a black flame can represent. Moreover, Shiyu even knows his name. That's the ability because I can too. Sasuke was surprised when Shiyu said those words. This result was completely beyond his expectations. According to this information, it is possible that different people have the same ability to awaken Mangekyo Sharingan. It should be so. Shiyu nodded his head, and then said, my Amaterasu is the same as Itachi, and my Kamui is the same as Kakashi-sensei's. Hearing Shiyu's testimony, Sasuke understood. But next second, he suddenly found a very startling thing, that is, Kakashi was mentioned in Shiyu's words just now. Shiyu, what did you say, Kakashi, sensei? He is also awakened Mangekyo Sharingan. Seeing Shiyu nodding, Sasuke can only believe this fact. He knew that Shiyu couldn't lie to him, but even so, he couldn't hide the surprise in his heart. He did not expect that Kakashi, who is not from the Uchiha clan, would be able to awaken Mangekyo Sharingan. Shiyu may have had contact with the Uchiha clan before his ancestors, and now the awakening blood can be said to be in the past, but Kakashi should not have this possibility. Otherwise, he wouldn't have to cover the open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket. Without the blood of the Uchiha clan, he couldn't switch the open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket freely. This is the best proof. After some consternation, Sasuke returned to the topic. Shiyu, then open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket can have a solution. Sasuke hits this demonic illusion twice. Obviously there is some shadow. There are 3 ways. Shiyu responded with a sound, and then said, having an equal or stronger Sharingan has a stronger pupil power to disrupt the enemy's mental control over you through the action of external force. Hearing Tokyu's words, Sasuke asked again. There are eyes stronger than open black lens bracket Mangekyo close black lens bracket in this world. Sasuke, who has seen open black lens bracket Tsukuyomi close black lens bracket, deeply knows the power and terror of open black lens bracket Wanwa close black lens bracket. The 3 major pupil techniques in this world, you can. I know only 2. Sasuke responded lightly, and then said, the first is the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan and the second is the Sharingan of our Uchiha clan. Yeah, you're forgiven for not knowing. Because the third eye of the pupil has only appeared twice in the history of the ninja world. Twice. Sasuke was surprised. Because whether it is the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan or the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan, although it is difficult to awaken, the genius of each generation can be awakened. Of course, the awakening of open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket is relatively easy. Open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket can be awakened through practice, but open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket can't, he can only be activated through special methods. That's why open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket is called open black lens bracket evil eye close black lens bracket. Shiyu, what the hell is this third eye technique? This third eye of pupils is above Byakugan and Sharingan, and it is called Rinnegan. Also known as the Eye of 6 Paths. As the name suggests, it is the eye possessed by 6 Paths Immortal, which is when it first appeared in the history of the ninja world. Open black lens bracket 6 Paths Immortals close black lens bracket. Sasuke exclaimed. Open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket he hasn't heard of it. But open black lens bracket 6 Paths Immortal close black lens bracket he has heard of it. After all, that is the originator of the ninja world. A child may not know it, but at his age, he has already experienced quite a lot, and naturally he knows some secrets. You can understand this for a while. Shiyu let out a light sound, and then said, okay, that Mangekyo Sharingan thing is roughly like this, now let's start practicing. Practice. Sasuke muttered, and then said, Shiyu, you still tell me the method. Hearing this, Shiyu put a hand on Sasuke's shoulder and smiled shyly. Almost forgot. The smile was full of meaning, but Sasuke obviously didn't notice anything. Because he wouldn't doubt what Shiyu would do to him, there was no defense at all. Just after Tokiyu's voice fell, two wind-breaking sounds rang in Sasuke's ears. Shoo, shoo, da, da. Sasuke's expression changed suddenly as the two figures stopped beside them. Glanced at the two people wearing black Yuhi cloud robes, and finally his eyes locked on one of them. This person is none other than his brother, Uchiha Itachi. As for the other person, it is his partner open black lens bracket Kisame Hoshigaki close black lens bracket. At this moment, Sasuke is not only glaring at Itachi, but there is a hint of surprise in his eyes. That Itachi would appear at this juncture. He didn't know if he was Itachi's opponent, but since he met in advance, he could only fight to the death. Even if he loses, Shiyu is still there. In his opinion, Shiyu can definitely fight Itachi and even win. Of course, this is the last plan. Because, he wants to defeat Itachi with his own hands. If not, why would he work so hard to cultivate? It's better to go to Shiyu directly. When Sasuke and Itachi looked at each other, Tokiyu's hand slowly moved away from the former's body. But a strange scene appeared. Because Sasuke had his eyes closed at this time, and there were no Uchiha Itachi and Kisame Hoshigaki in front of him. Some of them are only Shiyu, no doubt. Shiyu looked at Sasuke in front of him and said meaningfully. Whether you can wake up open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket is up to you. No doubt that Sasuke at this moment has fallen into Tokiha's demonic illusion. This is open black lens bracket demonic illusion bloodstain limit close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket mirror flowers and moon, close black lens bracket. This demonic illusion can connect with reality, it is very real, and it will hurt in reality if it hurts in fantasy. Therefore, according to this situation, Sasuke can awaken Mangekyo Sharingan in the illusion. However, the premise is that he has to understand one thing. In addition to experiencing the great grief of the tragic death of family and friends, you can't let this grief control your thoughts. It takes an extremely strong willpower to have firm beliefs and clear goals. It is a great love for all living beings, or a small personal love, as long as the love is deep enough. Itachi is awakened by big love, and Obito is awakened by small love. The reason why Sasuke was wiped out in the whole clan was that when his parents were killed, he only awakened open black lens bracket single Tomo Sharingan close black lens bracket. That was because he hadn't awakened open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket at that time. Without open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket, naturally, open black lens bracket Mangekyo close black lens bracket cannot be awakened. The reason why it is only Tomo is probably a talent. This Sasuke didn't wake up after Itachi died. Open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket it can be known, because the latter only awakened after learning the truth that Itachi murdered his family and betrayed Konoha. This is his love for Itachi. Just like the brothers Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna, they awakened Mangekyo Sharingan, because their father Uchiha Tajima died in battle and inherited the latter's will. So, love. This is the root of awakening open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. Chapter 278 _ Fight against the Weasel and the Ghost Shark. The mysterious powerhouse appears. The secret of the north, northeast. Two figures stood on the wide flat ground. These two people are Tokiyu and Sasuke. Sasuke is deeply in demonic illusion at this time, and Tokiyu is not resting. Precisely control the illusion, otherwise Sasuke will have the slightest discovery. Although Sasuke's demonic illusion is not as grandmaster as Itachi, but with Sharingan demonic illusion, S attainments are still not weak. Naturally, Shiyu can't be sloppy, otherwise it will fall short. In an illusion. Sasuke stared at Itachi for a moment, and the cold voice also sounded slowly. Uchiha Itachi. I originally planned to look for you after a while, but I didn't expect you to come by yourself. Mr. Itachi, I didn't expect your brother to be here too. Ghost Road. Never mind him, our goal is Kyuubi, Nine Tails. Itachi looked indifferent between the words, and did not take Sasuke in his eyes at all. In order not to arouse Sasuke's suspicion, Tokiha made him think that Itachi and Oni are here to hunt Kyuubi, Nine Tails. In this way, Sasuke will not be able to detect the flaw. With the fall of Itachi's voice, the figures of him and the ghost shark disappeared in place in an instant, and went directly to the place where Naruto and Shigego were not far away. Seeing this, Shiyu said, "No, their target is Naruto." Singer. To Sasuke's astonishment, Tokiyu said, "Their Akatsuki organization's goal is to hunt tailed beasts, and Gaara was targeted by them because of the sealed tailed beasts in her body. If Naruto is captured by them, once Kyuubi, Nine Tails, is pulled away by them, there will be only a dead end. Go ahead and talk about it." While speaking, Tokiyu put one hand on Sasuke's shoulder, and the art of Hiraishin was activated instantly. Next second, Tokiha and Sasuke arrived at Naruto and Shigego before Itachi and Onishima. Seeing this scene, Itachi and Ghost Shark looked startled. How did they get ahead of us? The Ghost Shark was surprised, and then saw that there were two Tokiyu standing beside Sasuke. Other Tokiyu is Shadow Clone, who previously stayed to take care of Naruto and Shigego's cultivation. In order to truly restore the reality, naturally there can be no flaws. Looking at the two Shiyu in front of him, the Ghost Shark said again after a brief thought. Is it Shadow Clone? From the Ghost Shark's point of view, only this answer can explain the scene in front of him. Otherwise, he really can't think of how Tokiyu and Sasuke arrived before them. However, the Ghost Shark's guess was denied by Itachi. One of them is Shadow Clone. That's right. Other than that, the others are real living people. Itachi revealed open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket between the words and saw everything clearly. Could it be that the two I saw there just now were Shadow Clone? Probably not. Itachi denied, and then said, I only sensed this person before, and the two of them were created out of thin air. It came out of nowhere. Just as Oni Shark and Itachi were talking, Naruto Shiga was awakened by Tokiyu and Sasuke from training. Enemy is coming, how can there be time to practice? Looking at the Itachi and the Ghost Shark in front of him, Naruto exclaimed. Uchiha Itachi. Shigego was stunned for a moment, and then he echoed, what he is Sasuke's brother. As Orochimaru's subordinate, he has heard the name of Uchiha Itachi. As Shigego's voice fell, Sasuke's denial sounded. I have nothing to do with him. In Sasuke's eyes, Itachi is nothing but a cold-blooded person who slaughtered the whole family and betrayed Konoha. Without knowing the truth, he obviously won't recognize Itachi as an older brother. At the same time, the Itachi on the other side said after thinking for a while. If I guessed correctly, he should have used a means of spatial displacement just now. Space displacement. The Ghost Shark said in surprise. Itachi nodded, and then said, you should know why Konoha's fourth Hokage is called Yellow Flash. You mean open black lens bracket Hiraishin, art close black lens bracket. The Ghost Shark between the words looked extremely shocked, obviously not willing to believe this fact. It's unlikely. If it was someone else, I would have doubts in my heart, but this Takagawa Tokiyu is very likely. The last time I played against him, he was too much stronger than 2 years ago. I can't see the depth of him now. Hearing Itachi's evaluation of Shiyu, there was also a dignified look in the Ghost Shark's eyes. Because he was hit by Tokiyu's demonic illusion 2 years ago, although he felt that he was hit because of contempt. But I have to admit that Tokiyu is strong, because there are not many people in this world who can make him fall into demonic illusion silently. Itachi counted 1, but now there is another Shiyu. Looking at the Itachi and the Ghost Shark opposite, Shiyu asked. Sasuke, what are you going to do? Defeat him, of course. As Sasuke's voice fell, the atmosphere also fell into a dagger. Mr. Weasel. It seems that in order to successfully capture open black lens bracket QB, Ninetales close black lens bracket, you must get rid of these guys who are in the way. That's all. Itachi replied indifferently, and then said, Sasuke, let's see how you have improved in the past 2 years. If you're still as rubbish as before, you're not even qualified to die in my hands. Chiyu, the other guy will be handed over to you. Sasuke drank lightly, and then without talking nonsense, he directly pounced on Itachi. The battle has started. I have to say that after more than 2 years of hard work, and with Tokiyu's guidance from time to time, Sasuke's strength has improved by leaps and bounds. But despite this, the gap with Itachi still exists. It can be seen that Itachi's powerful strength. You must know that Uchiha Itachi has the capital to fight Jiraiya, and Sasuke is still too tender now. With the battle between Sasuke and Itachi, Tokiyu was not idle. It's natural to do a full set of acting. Originally Tokiyu wanted to defeat the ghost shark was an easy task, but he couldn't do it. If that's the case, this illusion will also lose its meaning. And in this illusion, everything is controlled by Tokiyu. Tashiyu wants to make whoever is stronger, he doesn't need any reason. In order not to make Sasuke suspicious, Shiyu naturally cannot be defeated all at once. When Sasuke and Itachi were fighting fiercely, Tokiyu had completely occupied something and pressed the ghost shark to death. Coupled with the raiding formation of Naruto and Shigego, there is no suspense. Later, Karen and Suzuki also rushed to the battlefield, which made Sasuke think that Tokiyu and the others must have won. However, at this time, a mutation suddenly occurred. Itachi, ghost shark. You are so slow. A seemingly innocuous voice sounded in the ears of everyone, but at this time it was like a thunder on the ground. Because the owner of this voice is not anyone present, but a strange figure. What is even more shocking is that this person is actually floating in the air. From this, we can see that this person is strong, not weak. But this is not the point. The point is that this person actually wears a black Yuhi cloud robe, that is open black lens bracket Akatsuki close black lens bracket the logo unique to the organization. Undoubtedly, this mysterious powerhouse is also a member of open black lens bracket Akatsuki close black lens bracket. Chapter 279 Six Paths Pain. Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. The man floating in the air had orange hair, and black things were embedded in his nose and ears, which seemed to be decorations. These seemingly mere decorations are extraordinary things. Sasuke and the others didn't know, but Shiyu knew very well. That was the black chakra stick, and it was made by Yin-Yang Dun. However, due to the power of six paths, of the manipulator behind it, it has not yet reached its peak. So, this chakra black stick is something that is a step down from Gudodama truth-seeking ball. Also therefore, even if someone who has power of six paths touches it, it will not die. But what surprised everyone is that this person's eyes are somewhat unusual, not like normal people's eyes at all. And these eyes are open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket. Therefore, the identity of this person is also revealed. Six Paths Pain controlled by Nagato, Heavenly Path Yahiko. Tokiyu wants to create a scene for Sasuke to awaken, Mangekyo Sharingan, and naturally needs a stronger opponent to crush. And open black lens bracket Pain close black lens bracket is undoubtedly the best candidate. Itachi and Oni Shark were startled when they saw open black lens bracket Heavenly Path close black lens bracket appear. Boss, I didn't expect you to come in person. Naruto, Sasuke, and the others were all shocked when the ghost shark said this, and the result was obviously unexpected to them. Particular, the name of the ghost shark reveals the latter's position in the Akatsuki organization. Open black lens bracket Akatsuki close black lens bracket the leader of the organization. Facing Sasuke, he was shocked, and his expression became solemn. He and Itachi's captain were already at a disadvantage, and the latter hadn't used the power of open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. Originally, it was good news for Shiyu and the others to suppress the ghost shark, but now that the latter's helper has appeared, this is undoubtedly bad news. Because, at first glance, this person is not a simple thing. Hearing the words of the ghost shark, the voice of Heavenly Path also sounded again. Hunting open black lens bracket QB, 9 tails close black lens bracket can't go wrong, so I'm here to help you. Between the words, Nagato slowly descended from the sky and stood with the ghost shark. Seeing this, Shiyu reminded. Everyone be careful, this guy's eyes are the legendary open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket. Everyone murmured, some in shock, some in doubt. Naruto, Suzuki, Shigego and Karen obviously don't know, but Sasuke does. Because Shiyu told him about the 3 major pupils before, and this open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket is the eye that surpasses open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket. That Shiyu raised on his front foot and back foot, and this thing appeared on his back foot. What is open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket? Even though he was in an illusion, Shiyu still retained Naruto's iron and naive character. It is the eyes of the 3 major pupils with Byakugan and Sharingan, but the former's ability is much stronger. The reason why it is called the legendary eye is because the eye that the founder of the ninja world, 6 Paths Immortal, once had. Hearing Tokiyu's words, Naruto and Karen were shocked. Their faces showed extremely shocking expressions. Obviously they did not expect to see the legendary Eye of 6 Paths in their lifetime. Just as Naruto, Sasuke and the others were shocked by the voice of Heavenly Path, it sounded again. Ghost Shark. You are from Kurigakure village anyway, and you can't even take care of a few brats. Although the ghost shark who heard the words was unhappy, but the fact was in front of him, and he had to admit that Shiyu was stronger than himself. The other 444 feet S are okay to say, but the kid at the head is not a simple thing. I admit that it is not an opponent. Forget it. Heavenly Path responded lightly, and then said, I will deal with this kid, and the other 444 will be handed over to you. Good. The ghost shark nodded and said nothing. There are also other emotions in reality, but they do not appear in the illusion controlled by Shiyu. Immediately after. Battle continued, but the situation changed from the previous advantage to the disadvantage. Rinnegan is beyond everyone's imagination. Because at this moment with the Shiyu is not fighting one person, but 666. Moreover, all 6 of them have Rinnegan. This result is beyond everyone's surprise, even Itachi and Oni Shark are no exception. Not that Rinnegan is the legendary Eye of 6 Paths, how could 6 pairs appear all of a sudden? But at this time they didn't have time to think about it, because 6 Paths Pain's offensive was too strong. Animal Road, the 3 psychic beasts came out of Cerberus, 8-handed bird, and centipede. Of course, the psychic beasts of Animal Dao are far from this. In this regard, Shiyu channeled the 3 brothers Toad Wentai, Toad Guang, and Toad Jian to fight against the enemy. That scene can be described as a shocking cry of ghosts and gods. In addition, Shira Road and Hungry Ghost Road are also a sudden group. A main attack that uses missiles and taijutsu, and a main defense that devours any ninjutsu. When combined together, they can be called invincible. Shiyu's Rasengan, Rasenshuriken, and other ninjutsu were completely absorbed. In order to defend against the missiles coming from all directions, Shiyu also cast Susanoo. It is natural to do a full set of acting, and only by showing off your top combat power can Sasuke believe that this is true. Human Dao and Hell Dao have special abilities. The former is good at gathering intelligence that tortures souls, and the latter can repair any damage. Simply put, these two are tool people. But the tool people should not be underestimated, and their comprehensive strength is at least comparable to Jonin, even the elite Jonin. But Shiyu didn't show their abilities. This is to explain a little later. When he was on a mission before, he passed by open black lens bracket Omegakure village close black lens bracket. At that time, he met with open black lens bracket 6 paths pane close black lens bracket, but he withdrew after a simple confrontation. With open black lens bracket 6 paths pane close black lens bracket is not a task of the system, he just wants to meet open black lens bracket Xiaonan close black lens bracket in advance. So, even if Sasuke asked later why he knew about the abilities of open black lens bracket 6 paths pane close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Rinnegan close black lens bracket, he would have an explanation. Open black lens bracket Bansho Tenon, universal pull close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Shinra Tensai, almighty push, sign close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket heavenly path close black lens bracket. S2 abilities are inexplicable, making everyone stunned. Although they are in battle, both Sasuke and others, as well as Itachi and Oni Shark will take a look at the battle between Tokiha and 6 Paths Pain from time to time. In their eyes, the battle between the two was like a fight between gods. Especially when full-body Susanoo played against Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. At the end, the world seemed to be shaking at that moment. In reality, Shiyu wants to defeat 6 Paths Pain completely, let alone in the fantasy world he controls. As long as he thinks, a single thought is enough to make the 6 people disappear in an instant. But he obviously can't do it, because his purpose is to awaken Sasuke open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. So, in the end, Shiyu was defeated. With the explosion of open black lens bracket Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth close black lens bracket, it turned into fly ash, and this battle of gods came to an end. And Chongo, Suzuki and Karen were also killed by 3 people who were Human Road, Hell Road, and Oni Shark. As for the Naruto, originally wanted to use the power of Kyuubi, 9 tails, but he was overwhelmed by the power of Shark Muscle. There is no suspense. Naruto was subdued by the ghost shark. Everything is so real that people don't feel that this is an illusion. Sasuke didn't think that even Tokyo was defeated. This result made him really unacceptable. If he hadn't seen the power of Rinnegan with his own eyes, he would definitely not believe this fact. That's why Tokyo wants to let 6 Paths Pain appear. Otherwise, Tokyo, who is so powerful in Sasuke's subconscious, should be invincible in the world. At this moment, Sasuke's face was full of pain and unwillingness. The 3 teammates he had just recruited died, and Shiyu, who was also a teacher and friend, exploded in the Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. Turned into ashes. Naruto was captured, and if there is no accident, he cannot escape the fate of death. And he himself has been defeated by Itachi. He used his strongest move Raiden Thunder Style Kirin, but it was blocked by Itachi's Susanoo. His chakra exhausted, it is extremely difficult to even stand at this time. At this moment, a word echoed in Sasuke's heart. Is this the end? Needless to say, Sasuke knew that he would probably follow in the footsteps of Shiyu and the others. With all his despair, he could no longer support his tired body, and his whole body collapsed with a bang. Chapter 280-Awaken. Fantasy. Reality. The fallen Sasuke flashed in his mind the scene of Karen's 3 people being killed, and the scene of Shiyu's ashes. Not only that. At this moment, there are 8 figures reflected in his eyes, 7 of which are open black lens bracket Pain 6 paths close black lens bracket and ghost sharks slowly walking towards him. As for the last one, that is Naruto, who was hung on the open black lens bracket shark muscle close black lens bracket by the ghost shark. If Naruto was not open black lens bracket Kyuubi, 9 tails Ren Jinchuriki, column force close black lens bracket, I am afraid he would have died a long time ago. Boom! Sasuke fell to the ground as a cloud of smoke dispersed. Sasuke on the ground with a sullen look to ultimate, Itachi's voice sounded slowly. You have indeed grown a lot in the past 2 years, but that's about it. If you have only a little patience, don't try to protect your friend, your partner. As for revenge, that's it. Hearing what Itachi said, Ghost Shark said indifferently. Mr. Itachi, are you finally going to kill you? Hearing this, Heavenly Path Yahiko said, if you want to do it, hurry up, we have to go back and finish the work of extracting Kyuubi, 9 tails. This waste is not worthy of death in my hands. Rather than kill him, let him be tortured alive. Mr. Itachi, you are really cruel. Although the Ghost Shark said so, but his heart was not the slightest turbulent. Contrary, there is still a little expectation. Heavenly Path Yahiko, hearing the words, did not save Itachi's face, no matter what. What is the latter thinking? Since Itachi wants to keep Sasuke alive, let him. Anyway, open black lens bracket Kyuubi, 9 tails close black lens bracket has already got his hands, and he has to interfere with other things. In that case, let's go. The voice of open black lens bracket Heavenly Path close black lens bracket fell. Itachi and his party of 8 turned around with Naruto and were about to leave. But at this moment, a sound suddenly sounded. Wait. The simple words made Itachi and his group stunned for a moment, and they couldn't help but look back in doubt. Next second, there was a look of astonishment in the eyes of the 8 of them, because at this time Sasuke slowly moved up from the ground out of thin air. Yes, it stood up so strangely. But soon, it was found that Sasuke's body was surrounded by a circle of lavender brilliance, like a half-length figure. Immediately after, the color went from light to dark, and then condensed into reality. The arms and ribs slowly evolved, and a half-body skeleton appeared, but it didn't stop. Flesh and blood and meridians were instantly covered, forming a chakra coat. There is no doubt that this is the second form of Susanoo. After Itachi and his party were shocked, the Ghost Shark took the lead in breaking the silence. Itachi, isn't this your ninjutsu? No. Itachi denied, and immediately said, this is the ability of Mangekyo Sharingan. Open black lens bracket Mangekyo close black lens bracket. Ghost Shark was shocked, and then he locked it in Sasuke's eyes, but found that the latter's pupils had undergone a huge change at this time. It is neither ordinary black eyeballs, nor 3-tomo Sharingan, blood-colored eyes with a 6-pointed star pattern. No doubt that this is Sasuke's open black lens bracket Mangekyo Sharingan close black lens bracket. Before Sasuke fell to the ground, countless images appeared in his mind. First, the Uchiha clan was wiped out more than 10 years ago, and his parents died tragically, and then this is the death of Karen, Suzuki and Shigego. But for Sasuke, what gathered his inner anger the most was Tokiyu's ashes. Moreover, Naruto has not yet been pulled away from open black lens bracket Kyuubi, 9 tails close black lens bracket and died. So, he feels that Naruto still has a chance to save. So as long as he still has a breath, he will fight until the last moment. I know where this power comes from, but now Sasuke doesn't have time to pay attention to it. Just as he was about to say, can't live together, I hope to die together. Eloquently, the words of open black lens bracket Heavenly Path Yahiko close black lens bracket made the words he was about to spit stop in his throat again. Oh, are you finally awake? Can't be wrong. Itachi echoed, and then said, this Susanoo is a unique ninjutsu of Mangekyo Sharingan, and it can only be understood when you wake up. So, our mission is accomplished. Ghost Road. Sasuke was completely stunned when he heard the words of the 3-3 Lien. Just as they were so confused, a series of voices rang in Sasuke's ears. Congratulations. Congratulations. Quote quote. Sasuke's line of sight heard the sound, and the next second was dumbfounded. Because the masters of these voices are none other than Karen, Suzuki and Shigego who have died before. Not only that. Even Shiyu, who had been wiped out just now, was condensed in midair again. At this moment, Sasuke was completely dumbfounded. Why did Itachi, Onishima and others behave so abnormally, and why did Tokiha and others who died were resurrected? Am I dreaming? Hearing Sasuke muttering to himself, Tokiyu came to his side. You're not dreaming. Not a dream. Shiyu nodded, and then said, all this is just an illusion created by me, and you are now in an environment created by me. Phantom. Sasuke murmured and hurriedly said, you mean I fell for your demonic illusion? Not bad. When I reached out and touched my body, you were already deep in the fantasy world I created. Seeing Shiyu's admission, Sasuke said with a puzzled face, Shiyu, why are you doing this? Didn't I say, the practice begins? This is practice. Sasuke was a little dumbfounded between the words, he had never heard of cultivating in an illusion. Isn't the power you have acquired now the result of your cultivation? Hearing this, Sasuke couldn't help but glanced at the second form, Susanoo, covering his body. You're sure this is my power, not yours? I spent so much time trying to awaken you, Mangekyo Sharingan, otherwise, would I be willing to die once? Sasuke was stunned for a moment, and then said, but Shiyu, this is an illusion, can the power I acquired be able to respond to reality? If it's a general demonic illusion, it's theoretically possible. After all, the awakening, Sharingan, relies on the impact of the spirit, and it is the ability to awaken when the spirit is stimulated. The theory is because no one has tried it. However, the demonic illusion I cast is different. This is a demonic illusion that connects with reality. Everything that happens to the practitioner will conform to reality. If you die here, then in reality yours will also fall. This is open black lens bracket demonic illusion bloodstained boundary, close black lens bracket. Hearing what Shiyu said, Sasuke was first taken aback, then shocked, and finally surprised. Stupidly, all of this is too unbelievable, and I am astonished that there is still demonic illusion bloodstain limit in this world. As for the surprise, it is undoubtedly the ability of the illusion to reflect the reality. If Shiyu hadn't lied to him, then he has awakened Mangekyo Sharingan now. Thinking of this, Sasuke can't wait to verify it in reality.